Ruffers of head coach Travis Hill, who after a disastrous first season, Nick, has turned his win-loss record 180 degrees in the other way. Now in his fourth year, 30-12 so far.
Plus a state championship to go along with it. The captains meet in the middle of the field. Looks like the Sandites won the cost, and they will defer. So
that would mean that we'll let our referee Eric Herring make the call. It's a little bit tough. He's trying to, but they got that big banner in the way. Now they're going to shake. Ruffers will defend the south goal. They'll kick off, or they'll receive to begin tonight's contest. Nick, this is a ball game that so much has been talked about, the two teams' offensive production. Ruffers leading all of 6A football, averaging 51 points a ball game. On the other side, SandSprings putting up better than 39 points per ball game. But from my standpoint, tonight, whoever wins the defensive battle is going to be the team that wins the ball game. Now, that's albeit that offenses don't just gift the opponent with turnovers and as such, but the team that's got the strongest defensive effort, who can win the battle on the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively, I think is the key in tonight's outcome.
Well, I think the Ruffers are going to have to find a way defensively to put some pressure on Easton Webb, the fine Sandite quarterback, as they throw the ball about 60-70% of the time. So they've got to put some pressure on him and kind of ease some of the stress that's going to be on the Ruffer secondary tonight. So getting some pressure back there will be a big key. Like Muskogee, SandSprings has had to rebuild their whole offensive line this year, and so they have done a pretty good job of doing that, it looks like, with their offensive production so far. We'll see how they fare trying to protect Webb, though, against this Muskogee defense. 259
pounds per man across the offensive five-man front for the Sandites. Ruffers a little larger, averaging 6'2" and 284 pounds across that offensive line that includes O'Shea Stevenson and Miguel Chavez on the tackles, Jalen Burns and Jackson Raper at the guards, and Hunter Lanier at center. And from time to time, we'll see Connor Freeman in that front line along with Ethan Lee or others. That's where the outcome will be determined tonight, whether you're a black and gold Sandite fan or you're like the two of us, Ruffers, true green.
Well, and the Sandites have a couple of starters back on their defensive front in Waylon Jeffers and Hudson Shepard, who were both there last year. And so those will be the guys that will lead their defensive line. The other two guys are new to their positions, Lance Fish and Gabe Harris. Harris, a two-way starter, and he'll be one of the defensive ends. So a couple of big starters there in that defensive front, and one starter, Tommy Forbes, at a linebacker spot. So they're not, well, they've got, I think, 7 guys, 5 or 6 guys back on defense. So they've got a pretty good nucleus of guys back on their defensive back.
Certainly should be interesting to see how the two teams will settle the score. Ruffers coming into this matchup, of course, won last year handily over SandSprings. It is a series that goes all the way back. The first game, way back. The very first win, the first game was played in 1953. It was an eventual 20-0 win by the Ruffers. There was almost 3,000 people there prior to kickoff, but from what the history says, there was a big rainstorm that chased everybody but about 300 faithful Ruffer fans on that night, and Muskogee won by the final count of 20-0. A year later, it was Judge Lyle Burris, the future judge, running for 4 touchdowns before 4,500 fans at Indian Bowl in a 45-12 win. The first win, ironically, Nick, came for SandSprings right here in 2011 in Josh Blankenship's initial campaign, a 7-3 victory. That was the first time SandSprings had ever beaten Muskogee, but it started a 6-game winning streak.
And the Ruffers, you think about the history, the one that always comes to my mind is, we look at the history of this, is that game in the 2-point conversion in 2017 that I still shake my head and think about what happened in that game.
Well, it was just one of those nights that you want to forget, and certainly Muskogee would like to not have to put itself into that situation here this evening. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you on another Friday night of Muskogee football from Memorial Stadium in SandSprings. Rougher football this season again brought to you by Cornerstone Funeral Home, J. Hod Chevrolet, Bravado Wireless, Pioneer Abstract, and from the home of the Tuesday night Rougher Coaches Show, Runts Barbecue.
So the Roughers on the far side will receive and see what the offense can do right away. Wind will be a factor tonight. The Roughers will go against a pretty good northerly breeze this evening here at Memorial Stadium, so we'll see how they fare. I think it's going to be a matter of who's going to score. Maybe one of those games of whoever gets the ball last might win it with the offenses the way they are.
Well, at least the way they have been through the first 7 weeks of the season. Our officiating crew, we mentioned a moment ago, Eric Herring is the referee, Calvin Mann is the umpire, Gary Caleb is the head linesman, John Matt Thomas will be the line judge, and the back judge, Alan Smith. Nick, all these officials coming out of the Greater Tulsa Officials Association, you would expect this to be a GOAT group. I mean, some of the best they got, because this is the premier game in 6A football this week.
And it will be needed because these two teams are very explosive and get after it both on offense and defense. So the referees will have all their hands full this evening.
Roughers in their all white uniforms with the green helmets, the numbers to match. And Nick, on the back of the helmet, there is the number 58. That is not Connor Freeman's signal. That is to honor a rougher that is going to be going through some tough times. And we'll be talking more about him as we go along throughout the night. But Noah Darnell will be back deep along with Andre Beasley. See what the kicking specialist Tanner Copeland will opt to do in the kick coverage. Of course, the Roughers got to be expecting anything and everything to come out of the play of Country, KTFX 101.7. Copeland with it on the tee. The referee's whistle sounds. Well, now they're going to have to wait because TV has still got the red hat out there. Tonight's ball game huge for both teams. As we said, Muskogee and SandSprings in a deadlock at 4-0 in league play. Putnam City North and Sapulpa, they're playing tonight. And that game going on just down the road, just across Highway 51 on the other end of it. And the Panthers and the Chieftains, and of course Sapulpa will come to Rougher Village 1 week from tonight. Other games in the district, Capitol Hill at Putnam City West, that might be a survival of the fittest, and Bartlesville at Ponca City.
So still waiting for the TV folks to finish up before we kick off.
Really think how well the Roughers can run the football against this defensive unit of the Sandites will be a huge, huge factor. And when you're trying to keep things moving like we're trying to keep it moving, that's when you need the real estate professionals at First Choice Realty Century 21. And you need the help of the pro, Lakeisha McZack. She can keep your progress on track and moving. 918-869-2646 is the number to call. Here we go with the opening kick. High kick that's back to near the goal line. Darnell will bring it up the middle across the 10 to his right at the 15, trying to find the corner across the 20, and then is taken to the turf right about the 24. But a nice return by Noah Darnell, who did not play last week, Nick, coming off some sort of a hamstring injury.
He's a nice addition to have back in the lineup. Another wide receiver for Bird to throw to. So you mentioned before the kickoff there, the running game. I think that's a big plus. I think the Roughers, with Wallace back there, have a much stronger running game than do the Sandites at this point.
E.J. James will be split out wide to the left along with Andre Beasley. Jamie Beasley will be on the opposite side as Stevenson, Burns, Lanier, Raper, and Chavez take their spot on the offensive front. 4-year starter Jamarian Ficklin takes the handoff, little bubble screen back to the short side. Roughers trying to come back against the grain. They'll get from the 24 up to about the 28-yard line before the tackle is made. And a quick little 4-yard pickup on first down, second down and 6.
That's the way to go. Stay kind of ahead of the chains a little bit.
Trying to move the ball quickly. Flash in the signs. Again, this time Jamie and Andre come to the left side. Ficklin this time going to hand it off to Wallace, who tries to go off the right side, powers his way across the 30, out near the first down marker. We'll see if they move the sticks. Indeed, they will. A 6-yard pickup for PJ. Preston James Wallace with a 6-yard pickup and a Kyle Edwards Buick GMC Rougher, first down and 10.
Wallace with a good game tonight will go over the 1,000-yard mark rushing this evening.
from the 34. Now we get a stoppage of play. For whatever reason, SandSprings has an injured player, so we'll do the same. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll return to Memorial Stadium. Ruffers on the road and on the go when we come back in 30 seconds on Rougher Football 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Sandites with the injured player still being attended to down on the field. Ruffers tonight on the road. Next Friday night back for the senior night celebration. And Nick, there'll be a cast of 28 seniors that will be recognized as coming off the field under his own power. Good to see tonight's senior for SandSprings, Lance Fish, the 6'2" and 220-pound nose guard coming off the field.
So Jaden Allen listed as his replacement, and there we see him coming in. Will take over that spot in the defensive front.
Ruffers on two quick plays and move from the 24 to the 34. 1st and 10. E.J. James and Andre Beasley will be out to the left of Jamarian Ficklin with Wallace lined up directly behind him. Now they'll bring motion across the formation, play action. Bird's going to keep it, trying to dance back outside at the 35, up across the 35, and twisting his way up to near the 39-yard line. That was one of the things the Ruffers were ready for tonight, Nick, was to put Jamarian Ficklin in running situations. Hasn't done that much the last 4 weeks. Didn't have to. But tonight, it's everything is available.
I'm not sure that was a designed run, actually. It looked to me like he expected to hand off and turned and found himself with the ball.
So now Javon Washington will go in motion. He'll roll out to the left side. Ficklin will hand it off to Wallace, who just drives forward with those road graders out in front leading the way. He'll power his way from the 39 to the 45. 6 yards on the gain for PJ. And another Kyle Edwards Buick GMC Ruffer. 1st down and 10.
Wallace coming into the game with 911 yards rushing. So with a good game, he can top that 1,000-yard mark.
Split in just outside the hash mark. Ruffers will go in motion. Bird's going to keep it on his own. Across midfield. Open field. 35 at the 30. Bird at the 25. Take this one to the house. Jamarian Ficklin to the end zone. Touchdown. Muskogee on a 55-yard quarterback draw. Jamarian Ficklin racing to the end zone for his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. And Nick, last year, he hurt SandSprings with a solid 213-yard rushing performance.
Takes just a little over 2 minutes for the Ruffers to cash in. That's what the Ruffers are going to need. Get those explosive plays, get the points on the board, and now Reese Summerhill with the extra point try.
Summerhill, the senior, now 46 of 50 so far this season. Barnowski to hold, good snap. Kicks away through the uprights. It is good. No, it's off to the left. No good. Off to the left side. So it remains a 6-0 score with 9:58 left in quarter number 1. Back with more Rougher football from SandSprings after this 30-second timeout on Rougher Football 2024.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Back in SandSprings, Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you. And Nick, I'm going to watch a little college football over the weekend, probably some professional football on Sunday. But before I get started with any football, I'm going to make a trip out to the west side and make my place Barbecue West, because it's a drive-through. You pick it up, take it back home, enjoy all the best tasting barbecue around, or you can go and dine in and eat the all-you-can-eat ribs. That's a pretty good ticket for you on a weekend, right?
It'll work, yeah. The dinners, I love those dinners, the sliced dinner. That's my favorite.
The barbecue plate, man, it's a tradition that has lasted for as long as the doors have been open. Make your place My Place Barbecue West at 4322 West Okmulgee, or call in your order and pick it up on the drive-thru at 918-683-5202.
So Summerhill will move the ball over to the left hash and kick into this win now.
Don't know if there was a mishandled snap or just a missed kick by Summerhill. But now SandSprings scheduled to get the football back for the first time tonight. They'll have Dom Forms back as the deep guy. Summerhill with the kick, a little short pooch kick toward the side. It's loose and bounding around, but picked up by SandSprings on the dive. Sandites will get good field position to begin their first offensive series, and a first chance to see the talented junior quarterback Easton Webb, 6'4", 210-pound junior, already with 1,971 yards through the air and 23 touchdown passes. He had 253 yards passing against the Ruffers in 2022, which the Ruffers won, but then had only 82 yards a year ago.
The Ruffers with that real stingy defense last year.
A 4 wide receiver package and an empty backfield for the quarterback, Easton Webb.
So they're going to test the secondary right away.
Well, either that or now they'll shift back into it and bring the running back, McCoy. The play action, give it off to McCoy out across the 40, 45, gets on the outside. He's got a strong downhill runner. Ali McCoy powering his way across midfield to the 47 on the opposite end, leveling up another 3 down, 14 yards, and a quick 1st and 10 for the Sandites. And they'll go hurry up. Again, same play, handed off to McCoy, using that offensive line as his insurance to drive downfield. He'll go from the 47 to the 43, a pickup of 4 on the first down carry. Hard to make substitutions, Nick, when you're going against this no-huddle attack kind of tempo play of the Sandites, with 3 wide receivers out to the right side and a single receiver on the boundary to the left. Webb out of the pistol. Takes the waist-high snap, stands tall in the pocket, throws underneath, it's caught. Nice catch by Birmingham. He's inside the 40 and down to about the 35 before he's taken to the turf. Tristan Birmingham going from the 43 to the 35. An 8-yard pickup, and more importantly, another first down for the Sandites.
Moving the ball sharply there. Offensive line pretty much controlling things right now.
Dom Forbes will be the far outside receiver to the far side, or to right in front of the Ruffers boundary. McCoy off to the left of the quarterback, Easton Webb. Waits on the snap, play action, throws it out in space, caught by Forbes, out on the edge. He's inside the 30 and down to about the 27-yard line, it appears. So an 8-yard pickup on that first down. Little RPO action, little play action in the middle, and then throw it quickly out on the outside edge and let the quickness of Dom Forbes do the rest.
Ruffers out there wary of Forbes' speed, so they give him a lot of cushion.
Single receiver and a H-back lined up to the right side. Twins out to the short side left. They'll play action inside again. Give it to McCoy. Takes out of a tackle the 20. He's on the edge at the 15. Has a blocker in front. Lowers his head. Powers to around the 7-yard line. Ali McCoy going from the 27 to the, what'll be the 8-yard line. That's a 19-yard run for Ali McCoy, and it's a 1st and goal situation for the black and gold Sandites.
McCoy's got 37 yards in this drive so far for the Sandites.
So now substitutions since the Ruffers get that jumbo defensive front on the goal line set. And you would expect the SandSprings to go a little bit more heavy with their running game. Bobby Klink and Travis Hill have known since the start of the season this was the game that everybody had to come with their barrels loaded and ready to play. Single wide out, far out on the numbers to the right. Twins up top to the short side left. Play action again. Quarterback going to boot, going to come back to his near side. Now decides to run. He'll try to angle for the end zone and get past, but the Ruffers will chase him down and make the stop. Easton Webb brought down finally by Tim Moore, but a nice scramble by the quarterback on the boot. He'll go from the 8 to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal, and doesn't take a rocket science here, Nick. I think we'll see Ali McCoy on this next carry.
I would say so. He's had pretty good success so far. 3 carries, 37 yards.
Ruffers scored on their first possession. 5 plays, 76 yards on a 55-yard sprint by Ficklin. Now 7:25 of the clock running here in quarter number 1. 6-0 the score after the missed PAT. Bring Birmingham into the formation. Play action. Quarterback's going to keep it. He'll lunge straight ahead, trying to find the end zone. Arms don't go up. Ruffers may have stopped Easton Webb, the quarterback, on the keeper, shy of the goal line. So he'll get one. It'll be 3rd down and goal to go. Here's where the Ruffer muscle has to flex and be strong on this short yardage situation. Webb with McCoy to his right. Everybody in tight. McCoy's going to keep it again. Webb's going to keep it again. He'll go between the guard and tackle and lunge into the end zone for the touchdown. Well, they let the leader of the pack do the work. Easton Webb came in with only 13 rushing carries, but he's had a couple of nice runs here tonight, including that 1-yard touchdown plunge with 6:51 to play, capping a 61-yard drive and now an all-important extra point.
8 plays took the Sandites.
PAT is down, the kick is up, and this one is good by Tanner Copeland, and SandSprings has the early 7-6 advantage over the Ruffers here at Memorial Stadium. Back in 30 seconds, this is Ruffer Football 2024.
Jay Hodge here with Rick, a man of few words.
Wow!
That's one of them. And when you see the savings at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee, tell him, Rick.
Wow!
New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Don't overpay. Come see Jay.
New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Now at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee.
144 West Shawnee.
Back in SandSprings in the battle for the outright lead of the district. Ruffers on the road against the Sandites of SandSprings or Charles Page High School, and the Sandites in an 8-play drive, 61 yards. Easton Webb with the touchdown and the extra point from Tanner Copeland, and the home team has the single-digit advantage.
Well, I thought we might see a shootout, and that's kind of the way it's shaped up so far. Both offenses converting on their initial drives and initial series, and the defense is unable to stop them pretty much. Just pretty easy drives for these first 2 offensive sets.
Well, Nick, we've seen a lot of postseason awards being handed out with the end of some of the fall sports, such as softball and now cross country getting into their postseason. There'll be awards for a lot of different people, whether it's end of year on the business cycle and employees of the year. When you need something special to reward your outstanding performance, that's when you need I-40 Sports and Awards. Let Martin Updike and his crew design something special for you, just as they do Muskogee Athletic Hall of Fame Awards. Give them a call at 918-682-0280 or go by and check it out for yourself at 812 Eastside Boulevard. I-40 Sports and Awards.
So Copeland ready to kick in with the wind at his back. Darnell and Andre Beasley back deep for the Ruffers.
Here's the kick, and it's high and deep. Ruffers will drop back, and it's dropped, and Darnell will pick it up at the goal line. He'll get out to the 10, but the mishandled of the kick, and that was confusion between Darnell and Beasley, who kind of backed up into the path and then stepped away at the last minute and let Noah pick. Most importantly, he did manage to maintain possession of it. I think if he just downed it there, though, Nick, they would have called that a touchback.
Probably so, yeah.
6:47 the time on the scoreboard clock here in quarter number 1. Each team's had one possession. Both teams have scored. The Ruffers missed their PAT. That's the difference in the ball game. And now Muskogee still moving from right to left or from south to north here at Memorial Stadium. We'll have another 1st and 10. Jamie Beasley and E.J. James will be out to the left. Siobhan Washington, the tight end, will line up as the H-back to that same side. As Ficklin stands in the pocket. Now they'll flip over to the short side of the field. Hand it off to Wallace. Actually, Bird's going to keep it again with Wallace. Oh, powers over the guy, and Ficklin's on the loose again. 40, midfield, 40, 35. Bird at the 25, the 20, and he'll be finally angled out of bounds. But what a crushing blow by P.J. Wallace, just destroying the would-be tackler. That allows Ficklin to go end to end. He's knocked down at the 14-yard line. So from the 13 on one end, that's 37 up. To the 14 on the other end, that's what, 36 down?
Yep.
73-yard run by Jamarian Ficklin, 1st and 10, Kyle Edwards Buick GMC.
Wow, what a great run by Bird. And after that block, it's just a foot race down the sideline.
So now 1st and 10 from the Sandite 14. Ficklin with Wallace to his right. They'll move Washington over to the tight end of the short side. Bird's going to keep it, but there's whistles and flags dropped prior to the snap. This may be a motion penalty, or was there a timeout taken?
No, it's a motion penalty against the Roughers.
So that'll be a 5-yard walk-off. Move it back up the field, where it'll be first and 15. Clock showing 6:26, but what an explosive first 5.5 minutes of play. And Jamarian Fickler with a 55-yard run for a score, and just moments ago with a 73-yard sprint to give the Roughers in the scoring zone.
133 yards on the ground for Bird already.
Split in out wide to the left. Blocking back, that's Washington to the right side. And now flags again move, and Roughers will get penalized again for illegal procedure. So instead of being 1st and 10 at the 14, it's now 1st and 20 at the 24.
Those hurt, I tell you what. Trying to overcome those is a challenge, even for this potent offense.
Indeed, it has been potent so far here tonight. You hope that will continue. Beasley will line up in the slot to the left. Outside the numbers is Edward James. Ficklin out of the shotgun. Throws it in space, out on the outside at the 15, at the 10, and down to near the 8-yard line. And the reception goes Jamie Beasley. Beasley with a nice catch on the toss from Bird, so that'll be from the 24 to the 8, a 16-yard pass play. That's a nice way to pick up part of it. So now it's 2nd and 4. It's more manageable. Again, the two receivers out wide to the left with Ficklin standing confident in the gun. Hands it off to Wallace, going to his right, out of a tackle at the 5, and it's a walk into the end zone for 6 points. Preston James Wallace, PJ, for a rushing touchdown. That for him is his 10th trip to the end zone this year.
That didn't take very long. That was just about 1 minute was all it took for that drive to complete.
Actually, less than a minute. 5:53 to play here in the first quarter. Roughers will go for the conventional PAT instead of chasing the points at this point. Summerhill will try to knock home this point after touchdown. Good snap. Ball down, chip shots up. This one looks good and is good. 5:53 left in quarter number 1. 3 scores already on the scoreboard, and the Roughers with a 6-point, 13-7 advantage when we return to SandSprings Memorial Stadium after this 30-second timeout of Rougher Football 2024.
There's really only one explanation for businesses who continue to thrive for decades on end, and that's a people-first mentality. Bravado employees live within our existing coverage area just like you. Our kids go to the same schools and play in the same leagues as yours. That's why so much of who we are consists of giving back to our communities, because your community is also our community. We are your family, your neighbors, and your leader in wireless mobility. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Well, if you were late getting into your seat or turning on your radio dial or checking in online, Nick, you missed some exciting action on both sides of the football. Some big runs, 2 by Jamarian Ficklin, and then a touchdown gallop by P.J. Wallace to put the Roughers back up on the scoreboard, 13-7 with 5:53 left in the opening 12.
Completes an 87-yard drive. The Roughers overcame that kind of bobbled kickoff and having to start kind of deep in their own territory.
Only 3 plays to go the length of the field. So the Rougher offense certainly in tune. Now, can they adjust defensively to what was successful for the black and gold clad Sandites? Summerhill with the ball on the left hash mark. He'll approach for the kick. This one a much deeper kick across the field. Sandites will field it at the 10. They'll come up the middle at the 15, the 20, 25, 30, across midfield, on the run, and into Rougher territory goes Alex Dudley. He took that one at the 10 and got a wall of blockers straight up the hash mark and found his way across midfield, and he'll be taken to the turf at the, what'll be the 43-yard line in Rougher territory. So we've got fireworks galore here at Memorial Stadium.
So great return. Just kind of wove his way through, used his blockers real well on that play, and managed to motor up the field.
5:45 left in the opening 12 minutes of play. Roughers 13, SandSprings 7. 3 wide receiver package going out to the far left as the quarterback Easton Webb will have his running back off his left shoulder. Now they'll bring the tight end or the H-back back to the right. Drop back. Webb standing tall in the pocket, wants to throw the ball deep, has a receiver out there, up for the grab, catches, did he hold on to it? No, the official coming from behind said no, the ball hit the turf. Ooh, that's a lucky break that time for the Ruffers, because there was a receiver out there, and the battle for it was just won by a loose ball that hit the turf.
Well thrown ball, though, by Easton Webb. Right.
He's got
on
the wind
target.
behind him, too, to go with that strong arm.
Right on the target, but the receiver couldn't quite haul it in and maintain it.
Dom Forbes, who's been the go-to guy primarily all season, the intended target there, incomplete, fortunately, for Muskogee's defense. Secondary is going to have to get on their ponies and ride fast all night long.
And so far, the Ruffers haven't been able to put any kind of pressure on Webb.
So now they'll shift back into more of the running back set with the H-back off to the left side. Ruffers show blitz, come up, chasing Webb out of the pocket, going to his left, has a blocker in front, now decides to cut back in the 40, and he'll find extra yardage downfield to the 37. So it'll be a 6-yard pickup on the second down carry for Easton Webb, as the Ruffers tried to shoot the gap and just could not get to the quarterback.
Both quarterbacks showing they can run the ball so far. Webb's now got 4 carries. Not the yardage that Bird does, but very effective.
Ali McCoy will line up to the right of Webb. They'll put the H back to the same side. Ruffers come on a stunt and couldn't put on the brakes fast enough.
Tried to time it and just.
Coda Barnowski a little bit premature in breaking across the line of scrimmage. That 5-yard penalty will move it to the 32, where it'll be 1st and 10, SandSprings. High emotions on both sides, no doubt, Dick.
It really is, and Ruffers trying any way they can to find a way to put some pressure on Webb. That time coming with Barnowski on the stunt, but just a little too quick.
Webb this time will move his H back over to the left side. He'll set McCoy to his left hip. Take the waist-high snap, hand it off to McCoy, trying to come to the near side. Ruffers that time got in there underneath, and it was Latavian Johnson that got in to make the contact and actually stop McCoy behind the line of scrimmage back at about the 33, a loss of a yard.
Got him by the ankle there as he reached out and just tripped Webb up as he tried to run.
So a nice effort that time by the Ruffer middle linebacker, who came in with 71 tackles on the season. Now has 3 tackles for loss so far here in 2024. Birmingham and Forbes will be out wide to left. That's the number 1 and 2 receivers in the results so far statistically for the Sandites. Now they'll flip another 3rd wide receiver out to the left, and Webb stands in the pocket. Now going to step up under some pressure, chased out of the way. He'll be scissored at about the 27-yard line. Able to come up was Tim Moore and stop the quarterback, Easton Webb, on the quarterback keeper. He just had no place to throw it. So the gain will go from the 33 downfield to the 27, a pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
This is where the Ruffer defense now really needs to come on strong and find a way to keep them from converting here. Webb has done a great job of looking and scrambling and looking for the holes when he can't find someone to pass to.
Jordan Ryder will be the single receiver to the right. Ruffers come with a little bit of heat across the middle. Passes high and almost picked off. Ooh, a big opportunity that time for the Ruffers. And that was Kenyon Goodson. Just had to go through his hands, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and 5 from the 27-yard line. Tanner Copeland's only attempted 2 field goals this year. He's 1 of 2. His longest being 36.
I'm sure we'll go for it here on inside the 30-yard line.
Watch for Forbes or Birmingham, who are out wide to the left outside on the hash. Ruffers creep up to the line of scrimmage. Webb will roll to his left, looking to sling one out in space and overthrows a wide open target.
Miscommunication there. The receiver stopped short in the route. Webb thought he was going to go deep. The receiver stopped short and the ball sailed by.
But for the Ruffers, it's another stop, and the ball will go back to the offense with 3:06 to play here in quarter number 1. Ruffers with a 13-7 advantage. Ruffer football again this season brought to you in part by Alpine Medical Supply. Whenever you have need for medical equipment or supplies, the champions in the business in the Muskogee area is Alpine Medical Supply. Whether it's wheelchairs, crutches, Whether you need help filing your insurance claims, let them do all the work for you at 1601 North Main. Give them a call. They'll answer all your questions at 682-7773 Alpine Medical Supply.
Well, the Rougher offense has clicked on all cylinders so far. Let's see if they can continue it and extend their lead a little bit.
From the 27-yard line, moving from right to left. Ficklin will take it. This time he'll sling it in space. Out caught by Edward James. Nice shoestring tackle by the corner out on the near sideline.
Looks like they'll get about 5, maybe 6 to the 32.
Making the tackle that time was Christian Freitas. Gain goes from the 27 to the 32, a pickup of 5. Second and a nickel for the Roughers. Twins out wide to the right, H-back to that same right side. Ficklin this time will try to hand it off to PJ, who is bear hugged at the line of scrimmage, actually behind the line of scrimmage. Good pressure up front that time by the Sandites. And that's one of the few times this season we've seen PJ stopped at the point of attack. A loss of a yard back to the 31-yard line.
Well, you're absolutely right. Very seldom, even when he's hit at the line of scrimmage, he usually finds a way to pull forward for a little bit.
Levy Adcock checking his play card here on this 3rd and 6 situation. Clock showing 2 minutes and 2 seconds and counting in quarter number 1. Wallace to the left of Ficklin. Twins stacked out on the hash mark wide to the right now. Put Washington in motion. Bird will take it. The lefty will throw across the middle. Caught at the 40, the 45, and out near the midfield stripe goes Edward James.
He was wide open.
That's Andre Beasley, yes.
He was wide open in there, too. And a nice pattern, just a little quick go and cut by Beasley as he stopped and then cut back across the middle.
18 yards for the Kyle Edwards Buick GMC, 1st and 10. Ruffers back quickly to the line of scrimmage. Clock ticking away, 134, 133 to play here in the opening 12. Jamie Beasley and Andre Beasley will be outside the hash marks to the right. Washington will line up as the H-back off the outside hip of the tackle. Ruffers move at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the flag because E.J. James was trying to giddy up go prior to the snap. So that 5-yard walk-off, which will be, what, the 3rd penalty on the Ruffers tonight, 4th penalty. It'll move it back 5 yards. Instead of being 1st and 10 from the 49, it'll be 1st and 10 from 1st and 15 now from the 44.
4 penalties for 20 yards against the Ruffers, all procedure calls, basically.
Absolute focus is what it takes here. Sometimes hard to block out all the noise. And, Nick, there is quite a theatric feeling to this energized stadium here in SandSprings. Under a minute with the clock running. Now Bird sees the play clock winding down, has to spend the timeout, and we'll do the same. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout of return. Ruffers will have 1st and 15 when we come back, leading at 13-7, back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football in 2024.
Runt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Runt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken. Where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Runt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Runt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Back at Memorial Stadium, 56 seconds left on the first quarter scoreboard. 13-7 Ruffers. Ruffers will have a 1st and 15. Now's the time to pick up the phone and call Lugo's and order that pizza that you can pick up at halftime. 918-777-4090. Tell them Bill, the voice of the Ruffers, said order the works. That's my favorite choice. And get a little garlic cheese bread to go along with it when you drop by 520 East Okmulgee. Lugo's Pizza. 1st and 15. Now Washington will shift over to the left side. Ruffers will stretch it. Bird will pull it. He finds a blocker in front. Has out of the corner. Has Wallace leading the way. Ooh, what a collision downfield. And Ficklin will take it. He'll step on the painted boundary. They'll say Bird's foot stepped on the sideline at the 45, Nick. So from the 44 on one end to the 45 on the other. 6 up and 5 down, an 11-yard run, but it'll be 2nd down and 4.
Makes it much more manageable, right?
Oh, what a blocking back in front. P.J. Wallace, he loves the contact. Ruffers this time with 2 wide receivers out to the left. That's Beasley and Beasley. Ficklin out of the gun. Going to hand it off to Wallace. To a crease. Dutch back to his left. Open field. 30. PJ at the 20. At the 15. Galloping his way into the end zone. PJ Wallace. And the Ruffers overcome a 1st and 15 in 2 quick plays and turn it in to a 73-yard touchdown drive.
Wow, just 5 plays it took them. Again, the big play, which has highlighted the Ruffers' offense so far tonight. Big, long runs, and that one with Wallace for 45 yards.
Wallace and Bird each just galloping up yards by the bucketful. And now the Ruffers will bring on Reese Summerhill to try to make this a 20-7 score. Good snap. Kicks away. No good. Again, off to the left. So it'll remain 19-7 with 43.8 seconds left here in quarter number 1. Stay tuned. We're back at Memorial Stadium after this 30-second timeout. This is Ruffer Football 2024.
I'm Kyle Edwards for Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and the all-new Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota. With the addition of Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Shakota and Buick GMC in Muskogee, it now gives our customers a great lineup of new makes and models to choose from. We are very proud to bring you a buying experience you won't find anywhere else. If you haven't visited us yet, come give us a chance. You'll like what you see. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota.
Back at Memorial Stadium, Ruffers on a quick 5-play drive. They go 73 yards. Started that drive with 3:06, ending it with 43 seconds left. The big scamper of 45 yards by P.J. Wallace for the 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, Nick, for the Muskogee Ruffer offense.
So the Ruffers have done the job offensively, and now they have to just find a way to continue trying to stop them on the defensive end, like they did on this last series.
Kind of feel like you're at the State Fair riding the roller coaster. This one's been up and down Memorial Stadium's artificial surface. Summerhill will approach. He'll drive it up and across and down the center of the field, be fielded at the 15, right up the gut across the 20 and 25 to about the 27-yard line. Koda Barnowski, the first man down to make the stop, is on the return again for the Sandites was Alex Dudley.
Well, the Ruffers do a better job that time on special teams on coverage. Last time the Sandites returned it into Ruffer territory, so this time they stop them pretty well at the 28.
See what type of offensive choices Bobby Klink and his coaching staff will make here on their 3rd possession of the night, trailing 19-7. Twins come out to the right side. The single receiver outside the hash. Now they go in motion, hand the ball off to McCoy coming back to his right, and he's going to be upended at around the 30, and he'll fall across the 30 to the 31. Caden Harkin, one of the first Ruffers there to make contact after the 3-yard pickup by Ali McCoy, and that should give us maybe one more chance, or don't even have to run a play here in the quarter.
They probably won't. Looks like they're just going to head over to the sideline.
That'll be the situation. So 12 minutes played tonight here in this race for the lead in District 2 of 6A2 football. Muskogee leading SandSprings 19-7. We're back in 30 seconds in Ruffer Football 2024.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Ruffer Football in 2024 brought to you in part by Honda Muskogee and All-Star CDJR, by Paragon Industries, by Broadway Manor Care and Rehabilitation Center, by Zapata Lawn and Tree Service, and by Serpro. It's like it never happened. What a first 12 minutes of action. Lots of energy on the field for both teams.
Ruffers stopped SandSprings on a 4th down situation last time they had the ball. So now they need to try and do it again. They've gotten themselves a nice 12-point lead, but they need to stretch that out. Really take command here in this first half if they can.
Speaking of Zapata Lawn and Tree Service, I was standing in my front yard before leaving to come here today, Nick, and I noticed all the leaves that have loitered themselves across my yard. And as I drove around back into town and coming up here, you saw a lot of leaves on the ground. And When you want to get yourself all cleaned up in the front yard, the backyard, or wherever it may be, that's where you need the Lawn and Tree Pros at Zapata Lawn and Tree Service. Antonio Zapata and his hard-working group of guys can come out and make it look pristine. It's one of those political words,
I like that
right?
word, yeah.
They can leave your place looking its best. Count on Antonio Zapata and Zapata Lawn and Tree Service to keep your house looking its best. Don't forget Christmas lights. They can put those up too. Give them a call to check out all the details at 918-990-0946.
You got a lot of trees with a lot of leaves out of
Yeah, I wish I had a nickel for every leaf that's going to be on the ground this fall. 2nd and 6. Trip formation to the left side. Webb in the pocket. Under some pressure. Now being flushed into traffic, and he's wrapped up and breaks free of the initial contact, but he couldn't get all the way loose. Harkin able to bring him down with some help from teammates.
Was that Harkin that jumped on his back and brought him down? He broke 2 or 3 tackles there before one of the roughers jumped on his back.
Jack Green was also in that mix. So it'll be a loss back to the 27. Yep. So that's a loss of 4. And it'll be now 3rd down and 11 for the Sandites. Birmingham will be one of the receivers to the near side, along with Dom Forbes. Tristan Birmingham, a 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore. Forbes also a sophomore at 6 foot, 180. Webb in the pocket, flushed. Now can run, going to be ankle tripped.
Gets him.
And
All
Latavian
right.
Johnson again able to get in and grab the shoestrings and bring Easton Webb to his knees at the 25-yard line. Nick, if he does not make that tackle, it's big play for the Sandites.
Steve Craver dialing up the stunts and the pressure now, and that one paid off as Johnson comes in from the middle linebacker spot, loses back to the 25.
So the punting unit aboard for the Sandites. And looks like that'll be Peyton Lane back to return from Muskogee. Speaking of talented sophomores. Good snap back. Kicks away. It's kind of a shanked end-over-end kick that'll cut across the field and roll to a stop at the 47-yard line in Rougher territory. So only a 28-yard punt. And the Ruffers will start 1st and 10 with 10:23 to go here before halftime, leading 19-7. 3 for 3 so far in offensive chances. Why don't we make it 4 in a row?
This would be a good chance and a good spot to do that. They got great field position starting just across in their side of the 50-yard line at the 46. So best field position the Ruffers have had to start a series tonight. Kind of a short field. Let's capitalize on it, guys.
Beasley, that's Jamie in the middle along with E.J. James. Andre Beasley's on a lineup as a H-back to the left side. And Ficklin will stand in the pocket. He'll put Beasley in motion to the outside. They'll set up the little RPO option across the middle. A targeted pass. Cut by Jamie Beasley at the 30, at the 25. Darts back to his left, to his right. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Muskogee. And no hankies anywhere. What a fastball delivery to Jamie Beasley. And then a ballerina-type move. A tipsy-toe move to shake the defender, and the Ruffers score in one play, 54 yards, to go up 25-7 with an extra point to follow.
Wow. Just the big plays continue to roll out there. 54 yards on the pass. Beasley wide open, and did a nice job then after he caught the ball around the 25 or so, winding his way in and getting into the end zone.
So now the Ruffers here with this advantage, Nick, up 25-7, may opt to go for 2, and they will. Jamie Beasley will line up as a tight slot to the right. He'll go in motion. Ficklin will roll to his left, looking to throw back corner of the end zone. Diving effort, but it's short hops in front of the targeted receiver of the Ruffers. Incomplete. And the score will remain 25-7 Muskogee with 10-12 to play before intermission. We come back, we'll have more action for you from Memorial Stadium. But first, this 30-second timeout of Ruffer Football 2024.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael A. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Back at Memorial Stadium, 10-12 to play before intermission. Ruffers up 25-7, have had the ball 4 times and cashed in on all 4 scoring chances. Nick, coming into tonight's ball game, Jamarian Ficklin, this being his 4th matchup against the Sandites in the regular season, had come in with 851 yards in those 3 previous battles and 10 touchdowns. He's working on pushing that over 1,000 if he hasn't already done that tonight through the year, and he's had last year, 218 yards through the year with 1 touchdown and another 114 rushing. I think he's surpassed that number already.
Yeah, he's got 241 yards between the ground and the air tonight.
25-7, Muskogee out quickly. But remember here 2 years ago, Nick, the Ruffers were up huge. SandSprings caught up right near halftime, and then the Ruffers put it away in the 4th to win that ball game.
So Summerhill will tee it up over on the left hash mark. Now he'll have the wind at his back for the kick.
This time, Sandites will be going from our right to left in their all black uniforms with gold numerals that are very easy to see, even from this far away. Here's the kick by Summerhill. Pushing the return man back to his 5, coming to his left at the 15, to the 20. Ruffers get there with some help and finally make the stop at about the 21-yard line. Again, that's Dudley on the return.
Arias Parrish, one of those on the special teams on the tackle for the Ruffers.
SandSprings will start this possession from their own 21-yard line with 10:06 to go before half. Previous possessions having started at their 28, at their 43, and at their 39. So this is the poorest field position to start a series for the Sandites offense. Running back McCoy will move over to the right shoulder of Easton Webb. Ruffers try to stuff it, hand the ball to McCoy, darts back to his left, getting out of a tackle, inside out, little bullish type runner.
Whoa.
And gets from the 21 up to about the 28-yard line. Looked like that was going nowhere, but credit the elusiveness of Ali McCoy.
Andre Beasley on the tackle for the Ruffers out there.
7-yard pickup to the 28, 2nd and 3. 9:42 clock running here in the second quarter. Ruffers have worked their magic offensively and now need to match that with the defense here. 2 wide receivers out wide to the left. The confident quarterback, Easton Webb. Rides it, hands it off to McCoy, trying to go to his right, and then darts back against the grain inside. He's across the 30 and close to the first down marker. They say just enough. 3 yards on the pickup for Ali McCoy, and a 1st and 10 for the Sandites at the 31-yard line.
Ruffers did a good job of smothering that and not letting McCoy get to the outside.
McCoy does get those extra yards, though, Nick, when you look like he was going nowhere, and then he's able to change directions, putting that foot in the ground and changing back to his left that time to get the 3 yards that was needed to move the chains. 8:55 in the clock running here in quarter number 2. Sandites on a 1st and 10 from their 31-yard line. Easton Webb, who pitched SandSprings to a 6A state finals appearance a year ago. Ruffers show blitz. They back out of it. Hand the ball to McCoy, breaking 1 tackle. Then Barnowski and company have him wrapped up, and they'll stop the gain up to about the 32-yard line. Nice effort that time by the Ruffer defense.
Tim Moore, among others there, that helped out after the initial hit, and they bring him down after just 1 yard.
That's a tough man to bring the turf. That's exactly how he was described by head coach Bobby Klink. A tough, bullish style runner that is hard to bring to the ground, even when he's got 2 men riding his shoulders, as he did there.
Not a real big guy, 6 feet, 190 pounds, but like you say, he's strong and can get through the holes.
Sandites will go empty backfield, 4 receivers out to the right. Webb waits, now throws underneath, pass is caught, but stopped immediately. Ruffers that time got there quickly.
I think that's Beasley again.
I think it is Andre Beasley in that nickel coverage.
Just 1 yard gain to the 33.
So a pickup of 1 brings up 3rd down and 80. Quickly personnel changing off and on the field for the Sandites. Forbes is out here all by himself. Ruffers got to hurry up defensively to cover this, and Steve Craver saw it and called timeout. Actually, I think Muskogee had 12 men on the field as well, but they'll call a timeout with 7:38 to play before halftime. 3rd down and 8 when we come back. Ruffers up 25-7. We're back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2024.
Nobody beats the All-Star teams. Now with 2 dealerships right off of West Shawnee Bypass. Together, Honda of Muskogee and All-Star CDJR have the finest selection of vehicles in town. Whether you're looking for a brand new Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, or a pre-owned make and model of any kind, we've got you covered. We work with all types of budgets, so why wait? Come see for yourself why nobody beats the All-Star CDJR and Honda of Muskogee teams. Go Ruffers, and have a great game.
Back at Memorial Stadium, 7:38 to play before halftime. Sometimes, Nick, when you're trying to buy a home, or maybe you're trying to sell your property, your acreage, or your business real estate location, in today's environment, sometimes you need a pro that has all the answers that will work for you endlessly. And that's when you need Monica Medley and her team at First Choice Realty. Managing broker at Century 21, Monica Medley, 918-704-5101.
Another big game we're watching tonight is the Pulpin Putnam City North, scoreless at halftime.
So now 3 receivers to the left. Webb in the pocket. They show a little bubble screen. It's high. It's caught, but it's stopped immediately by E.J. James. He did his film work.
They were all over Webb, and Beasley out there to make the tackle initially. I think they brought the linebackers, at least 2 of them that time. Webb had to get rid of it, and they lose back to the 29.
From the 33 back to the 29, a loss of 4. So it'll be 4th down. Again, a punting situation for the Sandites, and the young sophomore Peyton Lang will be in return formation for Muskogee. Good snap. It's more of a booming type kick that will bound around and take a quick little bounce and a roll and come to a stop at the 41-yard line. So the Ruffers started their first series at their 24. The next one from their 13 and went the distance in 3 plays. The next series from their 27 and used 5 to score. And then last time from the 46 and had only 1 play needed before Ficklin found Jamie Beasley on a 54-yard scoring strike. Now with 6:57 to go before halftime, Ruffers will start 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line, leading at 25-7.
Give a lot of credit to Steve Craver and his defensive coaches. They've made a lot of good adjustments here after the SandSprings scored on an initial drive. They've done a lot of stunning, put pressure on Webb, and have stopped the Sandites now the last couple of 3 times.
Tied in and H-back to the right. They hand it off to Wallace, coming to that same side. Across the 45 and out to about the 47-yard line goes P.J. Wallace. Nice lead block that time up front, coming from Jackson Raper. As the Ruffers will get 5 on the 1st down carry. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 46.
6 carries, 64 yards for P.J. tonight.
Jamie Beasley and Edward James, E.J. outside the hash marks, wide to the left. Ficklin out of the gun. Hands it off again to Wallace, who steps out of 1 tackle. Then it's going to be stood up by the Sandite defensive front. And might have got a 1-yard forward progress. That's going to be the mark upfield of the 47. So the Ruffers will have a 3rd and 4 call. See which way they'll opt to go here. That last play, Dustin Carpenter was in as an extra blocking back. He goes off, so an extra wideout comes aboard as they check the signal from the sideline. James and Beasley are in the left side package. Jamie Beasley and now Javon Washington in a slot to the right. Ficklin with Wallace to his left surveys the defensive front. Sandites show blitz. They back out of it, throw it across the middle and through the hands of Javon Washington, who had 1st down yardage plus some. Incomplete. So you would expect this to be the first punt of the night for the Ruffers and for Jamarian Ficklin. His limited punting opportunities is averaging 33.5 yards per kick.
First incompletion of the night for Bird. Makes him 5 of 6 on the night for 97 yards.
Stops the clock with 5:41 to play before the halftime break.
First time Birds had to punt in 2 or 3 games.
Sandites will have Dudley back deep to return the kick. Snap the ball back to Ficklin. He'll put the right foot into it and drive it up high. And where did it go? I totally lost the football.
I did too.
Yeah, it's downfield, and it falls.
I guess it went in the end zone, I guess.
Did it?
I think so. I think the signal.
And they're going to mark it at the 17-yard line.
Okay. I thought one of them was signaling the
That's where the side judge is. So now what?
Okay.
Yep, they'll come out, and I guess you're right, Nick. I think they are going to opt to say it's into the end zone. So on the touchback, SandSprings will get the ball this time from their 20-yard line. Kind of hard to see that angle from our broadcast point. But glad to have everybody aboard, whether you're watching online on Rougher TV or you're listening over Muskogee's voice for Muskogee Rougher football in 2024. Okie Country 1017 KTFX. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton, and our Rougher TV radio crew here tonight at Memorial Stadium. 5:31 to go before halftime. Easton Webb with McCoy to his left shoulder, brings the Twins inside the hash mark. Webb will pull it, stand in the pocket with time, looking to throw downfield and over the outside shoulder, trying to go back to the short side of the field, throwing for Jordan Ryder, the 6'3", 185-pound senior. Second out of 10 on the incomplete.
So now Webb is 4 of 8 through the air for just 13 yards.
Good coverage that time here, Nick, with the over-the-top. Ruppers in that 5-man umbrella. Anthony White and E.J. James were in coverage on that last play. Second and 10, clock showing 5:25 to go before intermission. Webb takes the numbers high snap, stands tall in the pocket, throws underneath through the hands of the targeted receiver, incomplete. That was Cooper Guardado, the targeted receiver. So it'll be third down and 10. So right the situation where the Rougher defense wants to put SandSprings, because now they become more of a one-dimensional situation on a third and long.
Roughers trying to get their second 3 and out of the game defensively.
See if they'll have any type of a twist stunt up front. Timmy Moore crawling up on the line of scrimmage, so is Latavian Johnson. Now they'll quickly back out of it, come with a delayed blitz. Webb scrambling to his right, throws across the middle, and it's incomplete. Just had to throw that one before he really wanted to, because there was heat on him. Tried to get it to
Darnell, I think, coming in. Yeah.
It was.
Or no, it was
Puckett. Yeah, Puckett got the pressure, and it was Tim Forbes that was Dom Forbes that was the targeted receiver. So a 3 and out on 3 incomplete passes by SandSprings is going to give Muskogee back with plenty of time to football, or expected to be.
They don't need much time the way they've run the offense tonight.
And back to punt will be, I think that's Dawson Puckett doing the kicking. He takes the snap, and this one a little better kick. It's up high, and Peyton Lang will call it on a fair catch, and actually, I guess, never got his hand up and tries to do something with it and didn't do much. Good downfield coverage by the Sandites.
Lost yardage a little bit. Fielded it.
Ruffers will start from the 47-yard line, though, Nick. When you're that close to the plus side of the field, that's always a better place to start with 5:07 left. And the Ruffers leading it by the score of 25-7. We're going to take a break from Memorial Stadium. We'll pause 30 seconds and return. Muskogee 25, SandSprings 7. Tonight, here from SandSprings, we're back in 30 seconds on Rougher Football 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Back at Memorial Stadium in SandSprings, where the Ruffers in the 34th time hooked up against the Sandites of SandSprings High School. 25-8, the advantage in that all-time series. Ruffers won the first encounter back in 1953, did it the next year with Lyle Burris and company doing all the damage, 45-12 and 54. In 2016, the night to forget in that heartbreaking two-point conversion. But now leading at 25-7. 5:07 to play before halftime. Ficklin, play action, waits, throws a little out route underneath. Caught over there by Edward James, with not much running room that time for EJ as he's twisted and actually going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. at the 45-yard line. Tommy Cobb giving us a lot of that history of this series, Nick, and some of those things that was on his historical chart. Dre Stout scored 4 touchdowns in the second quarter in the final game before the renovations here at then Memorial Stadium. The Ruffers won that one 57-21. Back to action. Ficklin up the field, caught, but quickly wrapped up and tossed out of bounds. That's E.J. James again on the receiving end, so he'll get back the 2 yards lost plus 1. The Ruffers will face a 3rd and 9. James will be in by himself to the boundary left. Andre and Jamie Beasley come out split wide to the right, one outside the hash. That's Jamie. And Javon Washington will line up as the blocking back. Long, concentrated look from Ficklin as he barks out the play call in that very deep voice. He'll wait the snap. Has it. Has good protection in the pocket. Now throws upfield and trying to find Andre Beasley, who was being worn like a blanket that time. Good defensive coverage that time by Dudley. And the Ruffers have a rare 3 and out.
Second punt in a row now for the Ruffers. We haven't seen that
all year.
All year, I don't think.
25-7 with 3:47 left to go on this week number 8 encounter.
That's a shame because the Ruffers had good field position there too. Had the time to be able to do something.
Dudley will wait for the kick from Ficklin, waiting back around his 10. Bird with it. Dances around back and then launches it up in the night sky. It'll be high and long and take a big hop and flip over into the end zone. So it'll be a 52-yard punt with no return at SandSprings with 3:40 left before the halftime break. We'll have the football. Ruffers scored the first 4 times they touched the football, Nick. Now they've gone empty on 2 possessions, but have become much more successful defensively, and they'll have to do it again here against the ever-dangerous Easton Webb and this offense that comes into the ballgame averaging 383 yards per contest, most of that through the year, 287 per game average.
The Sandites scored on their first possession, and then the Ruffer defense has stopped them on the last 4 tries.
So now with twin receivers out to the right side of the formation for SandSprings. Webb takes the knee-high snap, throws it back underneath, caught at the 30 and tripped up, falling forward to the 33. That's Caleb Goodman, the 6'1", 160-pound senior, returning starter from a year ago, making that catch. 13-yard pickup and a 1st and 10 for the Sandites.
Doubles Webb's passing output now.
This time he'll hand it off to Ollie McCoy, who cuts back across the field, spins as he was staring into the eyes of Kenyon Goodson, and then from behind, a little help defensively for the Ruffers, as Jack Green got him from behind and took him to the turf, but not before the gain goes to the 43, a 10-yard pickup. So Sandites with back-to-back big first down plays. This time we'll have, again, 2 receivers to the boundary right. Webb will stand in the pocket, throw it upfield on a stop-and-go move, and it's high, but is it caught?
I think so.
It is caught on the far sideline. Nice effort that time by the Sandites receiver. Again, that's Dom Forbes on the reception, sure-handed receiver to the 38-yard line in Ruffer territory. 7 up, 12 down, 19-yard pass play. So in 3 plays, Webb this time will hand it off to McCoy. And he'll wait for a spot to open up and then fight his way downfield to the 33-yard line. So a 5-yard pickup as the clock ticks under 2:50 to play here before intermission.
Now the Sandites have found a good combination of the pass and run on this particular series.
McCoy to the right shoulder of Webb. Hands it off again to the running back. This time the Ruffers stuff it at the line of scrimmage. McCoy that time stopped by Tim Moore.
It's a big 3rd down here for the Ruffers. 3rd and about 5 for the Sandites.
No gain on the play.
Got to stop them here, guys.
Twins out to the right side, or left side, to the wide side. Webb will take it. He'll roll to his left, looking to run or throw across downfield and pass overthrown. as he once again tries to target Tristan Birmingham. That's a tough throw, running to your left, twisting your body at, and then delivering a bullet into your receiver's hands. So incomplete, 4th down.
4th and 5, so.
It's go territory at this point.
Much like it was in the first quarter when the Sandites had a very similar situation and the Ruffers held them on downs.
Have to reach the 28-yard line to advance the chains.
See if the Ruffers are going to bring some heat here.
Ruffers with that 5-member defensive secondary. Jamarian Ficklin kind of captaining that group. Webb will take it. Drop back, throw across the middle high, and is it caught?
Yep.
It is. Nice catch. Did he hold on to it? Yes, he did. Tristan Birmingham in front of the coverage of Anthony White, able to make the grab at the 21-yard line. Good enough for a 1st and 10.
12 yards on the pass. Nicely done. A good ball thrown by Webb.
Clock will begin to count. 1:55 to go before intermission. A big opportunity for the Ruffers to take a big lead to the halftime dressing room, or a momentum-building score for the Sandites. 2 receivers to the short side left. Ball resting on that left hash mark. Webb will put Birmingham in motion. Play action. Wait. Throw the ball deep. Receivers out there. It's high. It's long. And it is incomplete. Wow.
Well thrown, but just a little too far for Webb that time. And the receiver, I think, hauled it in, but he was out of bounds.
So incomplete forward pass and stop the clock with 1:35 to play. There's no doubt about it. Easton Webb has a very strong arm. We've got 2 standout quarterbacks that can spin it, I think is the proper terminology in today's football language.
Sandites have done a good job offensively, and they haven't made any mistakes. They have no turnovers and no penalties here against them in this first half.
Webb, a standout pitcher, has a soft commitment to Oklahoma State University. Now play action. Give it off to Dudley, and he'll chop downfield inside the 20 to about the 19. So only about a 2-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Clock ticking with 1:21 and counting here before the halftime break.
So again, the Ruffers want to bow up here on 3rd down. 3rd and 8.
3-man defensive front for the Ruffers. Harkin on one side. Webb will take it. He'll look left. He'll look right. Throw it back on the fade to the outside edge. Ruffers get over there, and it is fought for and caught. Oh, somehow Sandite receiver comes up with the football.
Wow, double cover, and he still made the catch.
Able to make the grab is Caleb Goodman. Double covered, just able to wrestle the ball away, and it's a 19-yard touchdown pass from Easton Webb to the senior Caleb Goodman.
Great catch and great fade route run by Goodman that time.
So now on to try the PAT. Tanner Copeland. His PAT kick is good. And with 59 seconds left, it's now a 25-14 ball game. But sometimes that late score, Nick, can carry a lot of emotion into the halftime dressing room. We'll pause on 30 seconds and come back to Memorial Stadium after this on Rougher Football in 2024.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com. SandSprings Sandites march 80 yards using just over 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Big plays, 13, 10, 19, and then 12 on a 4th down pass completion. And then on 3rd down and 8, Webb hooks up with Caleb Goodman for the touchdown.
You mentioned the momentum, and keep in mind the Sandites will get the football to start the 3rd quarter.
Here's the little short pooch kick. Ruffers will come up and field it on a bounce. It bobbles free. It's loose on the field, and there is your big play mistake.
Wow.
Caleb Goodman, Coda Barnowski tried to dive upfield to get it. Couldn't. And it bombs away from him, and it's recovered by SandSprings on that little pooch kick. that perhaps got the Ruffers looking over their shoulder. So SandSprings will get it right back. Nick, they're going to get a chance here to get points, and then, like you said, start the third quarter with the football. So it's huge here that Muskogee, with 59.7 seconds left, defend the final minute of this first half.
They really do. They've got to make the stop here. They had the momentum going their way. Sandites with that nice 80-yard drive, and now they recovered on a pooch kick.
So with twin receivers out to the far right, Ruffers creep up on the line of scrimmage, move the H back over to the right side. Webb in the pocket, has protection, looks, wants to throw the same pass as a moment ago. This time Ruffers are over there as Ficklin got over there to help out with his teammate and knocked the ball away. Incomplete. Pass was intended for Tristan Birmingham, a young man that can get up and down the field. Came into tonight's ball game averaging 14.7 yards per catch on 31 receptions. Haven't heard a lot out of Dom Forbes tonight. He's been well covered.
8 of 17 passing now for Webb.
Clock did stop with 53.3 seconds left. 25-14 Muskogee here on senior night for the Sandites. Webb this time handed off to Dudley, and the Ruffers were ready and waiting.
Ellie McCoy there goes nowhere on that one.
As the Ruffers that time were standing there, Tim Moore making the stop right at the 40-yard line. SandSprings will call a timeout.
So no gain for McCoy, and Sandites will talk it over now for 3rd and 10.
47.2 seconds left. Nick, anything on that other score, District 6A2, District 2 action, Sapulpa and Putnam City North, just down the road a few miles?
Last time I looked, they were still there in the third quarter now, still scoreless.
A lot tighter than I thought that game might.
Yeah. Bartlesville leading Ponca City 16-0. Still Stillwater and Putnam City tied at halftime 7-all.
Wow.
It's a little bit of a surprise.
Looking forward to talking about my good buddy Deon Brewer at the half.
Yep. Piedmont leading Southmore 14-7 in the second quarter in another 6A2 game.
47.2 seconds left to go before the halftime break. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Sandites. After getting a gifted opportunity here in the final minute after a mishandled pooch kick by the Ruffers. So now Easton Webb, 6'4", 210-pound junior quarterback, will put McCoy in motion. Ruffers come off the edge with heat. They throw the underneath route. It's caught, but in open space, a crushing blow.
I think that was Puckett, I think, that hit him.
Reeder was the intended receiver, and it was Koda Barnoski that made that hit.
Yeah, it was Koda. Wow,
lost.
What a big hit.
And they're going to call it incomplete, I guess, Nick. It'll go to the 40-yard line where it'll be 4th down with 41.4 seconds left. So we'll see what kind of magic the Sandites can dream up here. And to think about it, they're going to call a timeout, and we'll do the same. 41.4 seconds left to go before the halftime break. We're back in 30 seconds. Ruffers leading at 25-14 in Ruffer football 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
41 seconds left to go before the halftime intermission. Ruffers leading SandSprings 25-14.
6A1 tonight, a bit of a surprise early on. Edmond Santa Fe leading top-ranked Owasso 14-12 late in the first quarter.
So big play here for both teams as the Sandites would like to find a chance to add to their point total. Of course, the Ruffers would like to deny that for a second time 4th down stop. 3-man defensive line up across the back. Ruffers come into the face of Webb, being chased in the pocket, looking to run through. There's a flag down upfield passes.
That's going to be a hold.
Webb's going to keep it, and he'll get ushered out of bounds, but he's short of the first down anyway.
That's going to be a hold back there, Matt.
Yeah, but Ruffers will decline it, Nick, because Webb didn't pick up the first down. They'll take over on downs, I would think. 31.1 seconds left. Officiating crew talking with the Ruffer captains here. The carry was to the 34. The yard line to gain was the 30.
6 yards.
Holding against SandSprings. Holding against the Ruffers. So apparently the two penalties will nullify themselves and will replay the down. Officiating crew talking about it. Bobby Klink out having his own thoughts with the white hat. So they'll walk off the 10-yard penalty against Muskogee back to the midfield stripe. And then they'll walk off a 15-yard personal foul.
Personal foul. I think they're calling it a late hit.
Late hit,
there,
and they're going to give it a replay of the down. So, wow. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Actually, they gained 5 yards on that.
So it'll be 4th down again.
4th and 5 now, though.
With 31.1 seconds left. Webb and company with twin receivers out to the far right. Junior quarterback takes the waist-high snap, drops back in the pocket. Good protection. Waits. Now he's down. Walls come tumbling down. Blow the trumpets, Jericho. The walls come tumbling down. Tim Moore, Koda Bardowski, and company get there for Muskogee.
14-yard loss on that. And the Ruffers will take over on down.
Kyron Cope, also one of those Ruffers that finally got into the face of the quarterback, Easton Webb. And the Ruffers, as Nick mentioned, will take over at their 42-yard line, or 44-yard line, excuse me.
So I wouldn't expect anything terribly fancy, although you never know the way this offense was played.
Stick a dagger in their heart. You gave them a chance. They didn't pick it up. That's what Levy Adcock might be thinking. Wallace will line up off the right shoulder of Bird. Trips are out wide to the left. Now there's timeout taken by Muskogee. Had one to burn, so why not? That gives us a chance to take another break and let you meet one of the people that helps to make Ruffer football possible in 2024. We're back after this 30-second timeout on Ruffer football.
Have you been injured as a result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you are dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton back with you on this week number 8 of Ruffer football in 2024. Ruffers coming in 7-0, defending 6A2 state champions. Trying to get the elusive crown. They've not been able to pick up the last 2 years, Nick, going to the semifinals and the championship game last year, being a district title.
So the Ruffers, let's see what they're going to do here on this play here with 21 seconds left.
Three wide receivers are out to the far left as Ficklin waits out of the gun. Swing it out in space through the hands of the receiver. This is Beasley. He's wrapped up and stopped right about the 45-yard line. 14 seconds, 13 seconds. Ruffers will hurry to the line of scrimmage to try to get a play off. And I think here they're just going to call good and go to the halftime dressing room. 25-14. Ruffers scored their first 4 chances of the first half after SandSprings had scored on their initial possession. And the two teams will go to the halftime dressing room to make adjustments, and the Ruffers will look to try to find the answers to secure this win number 8 on the season. 25-14 Muskogee at the break. Back in 3 minutes on Ruffer Football 2024.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Jay Hodge here with Rick, a man of few words. Wow! That's one of them. And when you see the savings at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee, tell him, Rick.
Wow! New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Don't overpay. Come see Jay.
New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Now at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee,
144 West Shawnee.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
There's really only one explanation for businesses who continue to thrive for decades on end, and that's a people-first mentality. Bravado employees live within our existing coverage area just like you. Our kids go to the same schools and play in the same leagues as yours. That's why so much of who we are consists of giving back to our communities, because your community is also our community. We are your family, your neighbors, and your leader in wireless mobility. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905, serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Grunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Grunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Grunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Grunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Welcome back on Rougher Football 2024 at the half. Muskogee up 25-14. The first quarter was fireworks galore. Ruffers take the opening possession using just 5 plays. Jamarian Ficklin scoring on a 55-yard sprint to the end zone with 9:58 to go. It was 6-0 after the Ruffers missed the PAT. SandSprings would answer with an 8-play drive covering 61 yards before Dom Forbes, running out of the Wildcat, would score on a 1-yard plunge with 6:51 to go in the opening 12. The extra point was good, and SandSprings for the moment led it 7-6. But Muskogee, starting from its own 13, would need only 3 plays to go crossfield. Ficklin would race 73 yards to get it to the 14, and then the Ruffers would find P.J. Wallace on an 8-yard race to the end zone, and it was 13-7. After the Ruffers stopped SandSprings on a 4th down in Ruffer territory, Muskogee takes over with 3 minutes left in the first 12 from its 27-yard line. After losing 5, they get the 18-yard play, and then it's P.J. Wallace from the 45-yard line in SandSprings territory running to his left, and it was just a cakewalk for the Ruffer senior running back. 5-play drive, 73 yards, and it was 19-7 Muskogee. Ruffers got it right back on a 3-and-out stand by the defense, and on the first play from scrimmage, Bird hooks up with Jamie Beasley, this time on a 54-yard pass and run combination to make it 25-7. SandSprings would get the football and put together a nice 80-yard drive in the closing 4 minutes, taking over from their own 20 and using big plays of 13, 10, and 19 to get it to the Muskogee 38, then converting on a 4th down situation, 4th and 5 on a 12-yard pass play before 3 plays later, it was Webb hooking up with Goodman on a 19-yard scoring toss to make it 25-14. It got a little itchy there after that mishandled kick by the Ruffers, but Muskogee found a way to stop that and goes to the halftime dressing room leading 25-14. Nick, numbers pretty much even?
Well, actually, the Ruffers kind of have dominated the numbers. They had 5 first downs in the first half. They had 209 yards rushing, 99 yards passing on 8 of 10 by Jamarian Ficklin. So the Ruffers with 308 yards in total offense in the first half of play. They had no fumbles, 5 penalties for 35 yards, so that's something to address. Bird, 4 carries for 144 yards rushing tonight. A couple of big long runs there for him. Jamie Beasley, the leading receiver, 2 receptions for 70 yards. For the Sandites, they rushed 74 yards tonight on 22 rushes. 8 of 18 passing for Webb for 76. So the Sandites with just 150 yards of total offense here in this first half. Just 1 penalty against them in the first half for 10 yards. McCoy is carried 15 times for 62 yards, and Goodman, the leading receiver, 2 catches for 32.
25-14 Ruffers at the break. SandSprings will get the football to begin the third quarter. But when we come back, we'll get the latest news from inside the superintendent's office. There's always something happening inside Muskogee Public Schools, and the guy who has his eye on everything green and white, Dr. Jared Mendenhall. He'll be along for Moments with Mendenhall. But first, this 30-second timeout. Ruffers leading at the half, 25-14. We're back in 30 seconds in Ruffer Football 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Halftime tonight from Memorial Stadium in SandSprings. Ruffers with the 11-point cushion, 25-14. Each week at the half, we try to find out the latest happenings from within inside the Muskogee Public Schools. And for those answers, we go to the number 1 Ruffer himself, Dr. Jared Mendenhall, with this week's Moments with Mendenhall.
Well, we're back with the Moments with Mendenhall. It's been a couple of times since I've been with you. I know that we've played a few games and have it come on at halftime, but wanted to come back out. We had a great homecoming. I'll tell you, I think it was as full as I've ever seen it. We had a great homecoming parade, so we've had some really exciting times for our kids, and it's really a culture right now of we just continue to have great successes throughout our district. I wanted to really remind you this week that we have a district showcase that will be Thursday, November 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We will be putting that out. I think that went out this week. You'll have a little bit of time to sign up. We're going to start off with our showcase over at the Early Childhood Center, and then we'll move over to the high school. We'll see our welding class and FFA. So kind of excited to see that. You might be able to see some of the show animals, and our students will be there to do that. And then we're going to go over to the Performing Arts Center and see the drama performance and spend some time. Those are areas that we've remodeled and redone, but also wanted to see the programs that are being developed. So hopefully people can come out. We'll end our day on the 14th at the Varsity Club for lunch. So want to make sure that everybody signs up, and we will need to have a hard number so that we have enough places for people to eat and food for everybody. So thank you for being here. We're excited about the game. Hopefully that you're tuned in and ready to root the Ruffers on and trying to make sure that we get through this SandSprings game. I know that they're ranked pretty high, and of course we're ranked number 1, and so this is probably for the district championship. So hopefully we can finish out our second half and have a great game. And always remember, it's a great day to be a Ruffer.
Back at SandSprings, thanks Dr. Jared Mendenhall for keeping us up with the latest news from inside the Soup's office. Dr. Jared Mendenhall with Moments by Mendenhall. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Ruffers are in a battle here tonight trying to win a district championship, trying to go back-to-back for a state championship. But there is one Ruffer who's got a much bigger battle ahead of him. And we're going to talk more about my friend, Buns, Deon Brewer, an 18-year-old Ruffer who graduated this past spring, had a college football career ahead of him until he ran into a roadblock. We'll talk more about Deon Brewer and what's going on within the Muskogee area to help out this very pleasant-minded and always smiling Deon Brewer. We'll do that after this 60-second timeout. We return to Memorial Stadium, where at the half, the Ruffers lead it 25-14.
I'm Kyle Edwards for Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and the all-new Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota. With the addition of Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Shakota and Buick GMC in Muskogee, it now gives our customers a great lineup of new makes and models to choose from. We are very proud to bring you a buying experience you won't find anywhere else. If you haven't visited us yet, come give us a chance. You'll like what you see. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Back at Memorial Stadium in SandSprings, Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton, and our Ruffer TV radio crew bring you the sights and sounds of tonight's contest. And at the half, the Ruffers up 25-14, as we mentioned, in the race to try and win a district championship. Since moving to Muskogee some 4 decades ago, I've embraced the challenge and kind of lived by the creed of once a Ruffer, always a Ruffer. And maybe by the words of former Ruffer football coach Matt Hennessy, nothing tougher than a Ruffer. Well, there's a tough battle ahead for a Ruffer who graduated this past spring. He wore the jersey number 58, and on the back of the helmets tonight of all the Ruffers out on the field, they'll wear that emblem the rest of the season, the number 58 on the helmet. It's in thoughts of support and love for their former teammate, Deon Brewer, the 18-year-old from the historic all-black town of Taft, Oklahoma, came into Muskogee, was in my wife's kindergarten class, and she still says was the tallest kindergartner she's ever had, but he always came with a smile on his face. He was a member of the Ruffers championship football team this past year. But his life had great visions of success ahead of him, a collegiate career playing college football, but it took a drastic turn in that first year when he was diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer. His mom, Tianda Ivy, is facing this challenge right alongside her brave son, who continues to have that very pleasant smile. Buns just smiles and says, we'll win it. And Muskogee, we need to help this young man and his family in this time of crisis. You can help Deon and his family in this battle. One of the ways, there's the Tallahassee Wildcat Foundation is going to sponsor a basketball tournament. And anyone interested in entering a team, there's a flyer that's going to pop up on our screen as we go along, and you'll be able to see some of the entry formation there. There's also a T-shirt and hoodie that kind of just shows our love for our friend Deon Brewer, and the proceeds from those sales will go to help his expenses. And then also a raffle, tickets being sold, $5 for one, or you can buy 5 for $20. The winner of that raffle is going to win a rack of ribs every week for a year, courtesy of Runts Barbecue. So if you want to be a part of all this, you need to step up and answer the call. Deon's Harvest of Hope raffle, one slab of ribs for every week for a year, courtesy of Runts Barbecue, and that drawing for that prize will be held on December the 1st. The basketball tournament, the 3-on-3 basketball tournament, will be out at Tallahassee, and that'll be on November the 30th in the John Ford Community Center in Tallahassee. So why not show your Ruffer pride, show your admiration for a young man that has got a huge battle ahead, but he's taking it with a grain of salt and with his ever-present smile. Deon, buddy, you're going to win this battle, and we're going to be right there with you. We're going to take a timeout here at the half. Ruffers up 25-14. But first, this 3-minute timeout. This is Ruffer football in 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Nobody beats the All-Star teams, now with 2 dealerships right off of West Shawnee Bypass. Together, Honda of Muskogee and All-Star CD JR have the finest selection of vehicles in town. Whether you're looking for a brand new Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, or a pre-owned make and model of any kind, we've got you covered. We work with all types of budgets, so why wait? Come see for yourself why nobody beats the All-Star CD JR and Honda of Muskogee teams. Go Ruffers, and have a great game.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
Have you been injured as a result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you are dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in SandSprings. We're at the half. The Ruffers have a 25-14 advantage. Nick, look over there on the big screen. Now, on the giant screen here at Memorial Stadium, the Sandite broadcast team comes on at the half. There's Big Chris Kaiser right in the middle of all that conversation. Maybe that's something that we talk Shane and the crew into setting up for you and I when we get back to Ruffer Village. I'm going to tell you,
they're much more photogenic than we are.
I'm just going to tell you, no, I do not want to do that. I'd rather you hear my voice than have to look at me. I have a face for radio. That's why we've lasted, the two of us, for as long as we have. Your thoughts about the opening 2 quarters of play?
Well, I think the Ruffers did a real good job defensively of countering after SandSprings scored on their initial drive. The Ruffers really came, did some stunning, did some blitzing, put some pressure on Webb, and stopped them there for 3 or 4 series until they mounted that last 80-yard drive, and they used a couple of long fade passes and some very nice catches in double coverage. Just real good play. So Ruffer defense has done a pretty good job. I'd like to see the offense maybe after they came out blitzing there and scored 3 quick touchdowns, 4, and then the last, 7 or about the last 10 minutes of the half weren't able to get anything done. So we need to see a little more of that offense, maybe get some of those big plays back. But I'm really impressed with the job the defense has done.
The Ruffer football coaches thought they could run the football. Whether it was Bird, whether it was PJ, they thought they could run the football with the strength of this offensive line.
And I think maybe SandSprings has been a little surprised to see Bird run so much because he hasn't run a whole lot like you said.
Let me just tell you, when I talked to Bobby Klink earlier in the week on a Tuesday morning, I said, hey, Bobby, what's going on? He goes, I'm trying to figure out how to stop that guy that wears number 1. I'm trying to figure out how to stop Jamarian Ficklin. Passing, yeah, he's good, but man, the cat can run.
Yeah.
And those were the words out of the SandSpring coach. So they knew Ficklin could run the football. I mean, he scorched him last year running the football, came in over here in the matchup last year at Ruffer Village and ran for 114 yards and 5 touchdowns and passed for another 218. So he had a 6-touchdown performance that night. Certainly would like to see Bird duplicate that here in the second half.
Well, the Sandites will get the first crack of the offense here in this third quarter when we get it underway. They won the coin toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball to start this third quarter and see if they can kind of continue some of that momentum that they established late in the first half.
We mentioned this is the first time in my almost 5 decades of sports broadcasting to see the top 4 teams in the district all still unbeaten through 4 weeks, as it is this year in District 2 of 6A2 football. Muskogee, SandSprings, Putnam City North, and Sapulpa all at 4-0, and all will play each other the next 2 weeks, as well as tonight. Speaking of that other matchup, now in the fourth quarter, starting the fourth, Sapulpa has a field goal, Nick, to go up over Putnam City North by the score of 3-0. Ponca City trailing Bartlesville 16-0. That's in the third quarter. Stillwater and Putnam City tied at the half 7-7. And still no score on the other game within District 2, and that's Capitol Hill and Putnam City West. 25-14, Ruffers up at the break. Sandites will have it to begin the third quarter when we come back. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout. This is Ruffer Football in 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Jay Hodge here with Rick, a man of few words. Wow! That's one of them. And when you see the savings at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee, tell them, Rick.
Wow! New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Don't overpay. Come see Jay.
New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Now at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee,
144 West Shawnee.
There's really only one explanation for businesses who continue to thrive for decades on end, and that's a people-first mentality. Bravado employees live within our existing coverage area just like you. Our kids go to the same schools and play in the same leagues as yours. That's why so much of who we are consists of giving back to our communities, because your community is also our community. We are your family, your neighbors, and your leader in wireless mobility. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Final seconds running off the halftime clock. Two teams just about ready for the second half kickoff. SandSprings won the coin toss to start the night, deferred the choice to the second half. Ruffer defense, Nick, will have to come quickly to the cause.
Ruffers will have that wind at their back, still blowing. Looks like maybe 15, 20 miles per hour, so pretty good stiff breeze. And Summerhill tees it up on the far hash mark, ready to kick it off as we get ready to start the third quarter.
Alex Dudley will be one of the return specialists for the Sandites as Summerhill approaches. Kicks the ball deep. Be fielded right around the 4. Sandites come up the middle on the hash, across the 20 and out close to the 25 on the return. Dudley again, the man bringing it into play. They'll mark it at the 24-yard. Well, see where they'll actually place the football. Where the official standing, it's the 24. And that's where they'll put it. So at the 24-yard line in SandSprings territory. 11:54 as we've just kicked off the third quarter play. Ruffers starting defensively with that 11-point advantage, looking to stymie the Sandites here on this opening possession. Webb with a low snap, able to pick it up, hands it off to Dudley, trying to come to the left side, and the Ruffers shoot the gap, make the stop. They'll stop McCoy after about maybe a 1-yard pickup.
Good pursuit that time by the Ruffers as they come in there hard.
Anthony White was the guy that come up there real fast for the Ruffers. So the gain.
No gain.
No gain, actually. They'll mark it right at the 24. Sandites will shift and put 3 wide receivers out wide to the right. Tight end will line up to the left side as Easton Webb stands at 6'4" in the pocket. He'll drop 3 steps back, looking over the field. Now under some pressure, being forced from the pocket. Going to run with it. 25, he'll slide, and man, I think he could have got closer to the sticks, Nick, because where he goes down, where that fan first starts to go down, that's only at the 27-yard line.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-yard pickup.
He could have run a lot more if he wanted to there, yeah.
So the gain will be 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
So the Ruffer defense now, can they see what kind of adjustments and changes they made during halftime, try and put the 3 and out on these guys here to start the third quarter.
Dom Forbes and Tristan Birmingham, the 2 primary receivers all season long, will be flanked out to the left side. Webb with a running back to his right, stands in the pocket. Going to throw, stop and go for looking for Forbes. And the Ruffers here got a good call for pass interference. Better to take a hold or a pass interference call than let Forbes take it to the house. As that time the speedy receiver of the Sandites had run past the coverage. And that flag against Michael Puckett may be a good flag there, Nick.
It was. Take 15 yards instead of at the either the spot of the foul or, like you said, a touchdown.
Well, in high school football, you move it from the preceding spot, which was the 27. So that 15-yard walk-off will bring it out to the 42, where it'll be 1st down and 10. But I like 42-yard line rather than I do winning on a PAT.
50 yards and penalties now against the Ruffers tonight.
Sandites will put Forbes, Birmingham, and Ryder to the left side. Webb will take it. He'll hand it off to McCoy, trying to go right side of the defensive front. The Ruffers are out there on the edge to stop that one pretty much in its tracks.
Ruffers that time dropped everybody back in just a 3-man rush, and the linebackers able to get out there and string that out, tackle him right at the line of scrimmage
Caden
for no
Harkin,
gain.
one of those Ruffer defenders that was there, along with Jack Green. He'll hustle off, and JoJo Alexander will come into the defensive front. 2nd down and 10 after no gain on that 1st down carry. Twins are on the hash and outside the numbers for the Sandites to the left. On cadence, hand it off again. Dudley's going to pull it. They'll pass it out in space, and good open field tackle as Birmingham makes the stop, makes the catch. But Michael Puckett was beat a moment ago, Nick. That time he didn't get beat. He came up and wrapped up the legs of Birmingham. The pass play will be good for about 3 yards to the 45. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 for SandSprings on their initial series of the third quarter. 9:15, the clock running. Hope to have our clock cam back in action next Friday night when the Ruffers go back to Ruffer Village against Sapulpa, who leads Putnam City North 3-0. Webb with trips out wide to his right. In the pocket, flush, Ruffers come with a blitz. Webb dancing around, has open field. At midfield, the junior quarterback will slide from behind, but he's got a 1st down at the 39-yard line.
The Ruffers had him back there on that blitz.
From the 45 on SandSprings territory, across midfield, down more 11. That's a 16-yard run for the 1st and 10 by the junior quarterback, Easton Webb.
Moore and Barnowski both came that time and had him dead to rights in the backfield, and somehow he got away from him and rolls on down to the 39.
Just shows you the athleticism of the junior quarterback. Strong legs to go along with that strong arm, and confidence to boot. Now again with twins to the right side and a single receiver on the outside edge to the left. Webb will take it. It's a bad snap. He'll have to run back and just fall on it. That snap went way to the right side. As Easton Webb was looking to make something big happen and did the smart thing there, Nick. Just chased it down back across midfield. Big
loss.
loss.
12, yeah, back across midfield.
So perhaps the Ruffers get a little bit of a gift there as the clock runs with 8 minutes left here in quarter number 3. And SandSprings still with its initial possession. Started at its 24. This will be the 7th snap in this series. As Goodman, along with Birmingham and Dobbs, will be out wide to the right. Back in the pocket goes the receiver, or the quarterback, and Webb backing up, floats it over the top to Allie McCoy, and then there is a head-on collision between he and Kyron Cope, and KC wins that battle.
Kyron Cope hanging out outside, not letting Contain get outside. The Ruffers also put some good pressure on with a blitz from the left side. Forced Webb to throw that, and he loses back to the 44.
So now it'll be 3rd down and a bunch as the Sandites have to reach the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd down at 27 if my quick math skills are right. 3 wide receivers out to the right side. Webb again in the pocket, standing tall, waiting, throws underneath, and Wade throws away from his would-be receiver, Dom Forbes. So that penalty, a holding call also thrown, and I think the Ruffers are going to say no, we'll decline that one.
Take it, yeah. Yep, they decline it, so it'll be 4th down.
Yep.
So the Sandites will have to punt after getting a couple of first downs on their first possession of this 3rd quarter.
That would put Peyton Lang standing back inside his 30, waiting on the punt from the SandSprings kicker. It's kind of a launch-type kick. It'll take a bound, and Peyton will just back away from it and let it roll, and it'll trickle to a stop at the 21-yard line. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton here with you on this week number 8. When you're thinking about cleaning up the yard space for the fall and getting ready for the upcoming Thanksgiving or Christmas holidays, there's one name to remember, and that is Zapata Lawn and Tree Service. Keep it moving with Zapata Lawn and Tree Service. They can clean up your space and make it look pristine. I like that word, and I also like the work that Antonio Manac and his crew do. Antonio and Macnac. How about Antonio
Two
Zapata?
Good names,
yeah, Antonio Zapata. AZ, mi amigo. I'm sorry about that, buddy. Antonio Zapata and his crew do an outstanding job. They can do the same work for you that they do at my home. 918-990-0946. Antonio Zapata wore the number 7.
Yes.
So did Mickey Mantle.
Yes, that's true.
And some great plays by that young Oklahoman as well. But Antonio and his crew do an excellent job. Whether you're cleaning up the leaves, whether you're trimming the trees, whether you're putting up the holiday lights, you want Zapata Lawn and Tree Service. Again, that number to remember, 918-990-0946.
So the Ruffers now will get their first crack here in the 3rd quarter. Let's see what kind of changes, if any, the Ruffers have made. They don't need to make too many. They had pretty successful drives in that first quarter in a few minutes. Now, the last 10 minutes wasn't anything to write home about.
1st and 10, hand the ball off to P.J. Wallace, busting through 1, tackle through 2, still on his feet, 30, 35, 40, across midfield. P.J. with a stiff arm, cutting back to his right, still with the football, inside SandSprings territory, and he says, 1st down, Kyle Edwards Buick, GMC.
And he goes all the way down to the 37-yard.
Nick on the rumble for P.J. Wallace. And he got a lot of that on just his individual strength.
That'll put him over the 1,000-yard mark running this year.
38-yard line in Sandite territory. Ruffers trying to add to their lead, 25-14. Wallace again going to get it, coming to the right side. Had a blocker in front. That was Washington. P.J. able to move the ball downfield to about the 33. So he gets 5 on what looked like nothing, Nick. This offensive line does a great job, and so does Javon Washington as a lead blocker.
112 yards on 9 carries for PJ tonight.
Two wide receivers out to the left side. Now bring in motion. They'll run the fake the jet sweep. Ficklin calls his own number as he pulled it from the belly of Andre Beasley and is able to crawl his way down to near the 31. Only a 2-yard pickup, and it brings up a 3rd and 3.
The play didn't look quite right.
No, it didn't.
It looked like don't know if he was supposed to hand it off to Beasley or not.
Well, Bird saw something he liked and wanted to try to make something out of it. So it'll be a 3rd and 3 call, and I think it's 4-down territory, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Coda Barnowski now in at a blocking back spot. Ball fumbled on the snap as Bird went up under center and mishandled the exchange, and he drops it back at the 34-yard line. So that'll be a 3-yard loss. And the Roughers will face 4th down and must reach the 28-yard line.
So lots of opportunities and lots of possibilities here as far as a play call. You can always run it. I'd look for maybe some kind of a slant over the middle or the little bubble screen out to Beasley.
Andre Beasley and Edward James stacked out wide to the left. Jamie Beasley matched up mano-a-mano on the right side. Ficklin out the shotgun. Puts Washington in motion to the outside edge on the cross. SandSprings blitzes off the back edge. Protection. Ficklin going to run for it. He's got the first down. He'll hop downfield and just get it by the hair of the chinny chin chin. He'll get all the way down to the 27-yard line. A scrambling effort. And had it not been for the block of Jalen Burns, Nick, the Roughers would have failed on that 4th down try.
7 yards gained on the carry, and the Roughers keep the drive alive at the 27.
Kyle Edwards Buick GMC Rougher 1st down and 10. Now quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Ficklin takes the snap, hands it off to Wallace, pushes off one tackler, drags 2 other black jerseys just downfield. Just
stop me if you can, kind of running.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a tug of war. He's tugging along, dragging tacklers downfield all the way to the 18-yard line. Wallace getting 9 more on that carry. And it'll be 2nd down and a yard to go. But that offensive line is moving some turf here at Memorial Stadium.
This will be a big touchdown here for the Roughers if they can get it in.
Clock showing 4:24 and time running off the clock. Still plenty of time on the play clock as Ficklin and Wallace exchange words. They'll hand it off to P.J., ducking back to his left at his feet. It's at 15 and then lunges to the 12. This guy.
That's the first down.
He's just hard to bring down.
6 yards the hard way by Wallace.
And a Kyle Edwards Buick GMC Rougher 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line. SandSprings used 5.5 minutes on their first possession. Rougher started this series from their own 21 with 6:47 to play. Here in quarter number 3. 2 wide receivers to the right bring Beasley in motion. They'll counter. Ficklin going to give it off to Andre on the jet sweep. Back to the wide side of the field, and will get it down to about the 10 before the Sandites are able to make the stop.
Got 1 block out there, but couldn't get the second one.
The clock continuing to tick away. 3 minutes and 30 seconds here in quarter number 3. Glad to have you aboard on Rougher Football for 2024. 2 wide receivers are to the right side. Ficklin going to hand it off to Wallace. Breaks 1, breaks 2, and fights his way downfield to about the 7-yard line. He'll get 3. Actually, I guess he gets 5 because the previous play had been nothing, right?
No, he got to the 10.
Okay, so 2 plus 3 equals 5. So now we have a 3rd and 5.
Right.
See, I can count.
Good.
Just takes me a while. Now Ficklin will turn, look over at the sideline. Play clock still at 15 as Bird goes up to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Confident and collected. Ficklin with Wallace to his right. Going to give it off to P.J. Running hard, straight ahead. Goes inside the 5 to about the 4, it appears.
So now 4th down facing the Roughers.
4th and 3, right?
4th and 2.
2, yeah. Where they put it. So just see if you can. This is one of those where you just got to win it. Dustin Carpenter will come in as an extra blocking back in this heavy formation.
I'd kind of look for Bird to carry here myself.
Ficklin will be putting Jamie Beasley and Edward James to the far right. And play clocks fly. Timeout called by SandSprings. Did not like because Wallace was about to walk into the end zone. So it's a quick 30-second timeout. We'll do the same. 2:01 to play here in the third. Ruffers threatening. We come back on Rougher Football 2024.
Brunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts. Brunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken. Where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Brunt's Barbecue. 918-681-3900. Brunt's Barbecue. Slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton here with you from Memorial Stadium in SandSprings. 2:01 left to play in this very hastily played third quarter. Each team with one possession so far. Putnam City North, Nick, has now scored in the third.
Leads 7-3 over Sapulpa.
Panthers and Chieftains, the other two undefeated teams in district play coming into tonight's game. So a 4th down and 2. Mr. Hampton, so many years of football expertise. What play are you calling here?
I'm running bird myself.
Well, we'll see how the Rougher offensive coaches will call it out here. Ficklin will go under center. He'll take this handoff, give it to Wallace straight ahead off one tackler, bounds his way into the end zone. That's just power, and more power. Into the end zone, touchdown, Muskogee.
He wasn't going to be denied. Ruffers go 79 yards. Injured Sandite player on the field.
4-yard touchdown run for P.J. Wallace. And the Ruffers ground game that time powered by the senior running back.
11 plays, a nice drive, as we said, 79 yards.
157, so used almost 5 minutes of time of possession here in the third, and now have put themselves up 31-14 with the extra point conversion to come. Don't forget, when you are trying to buy or sell real estate, whether it's for your home, maybe an acreage you're looking to purchase, move to a new location, expand your business, relocate the real estate property, you need a pro that's been there and knows how to get all the answers for you and get the deal done with a quick pace and at the right price. That's when you need the real estate pro, my friend Monica Medley at First Choice Realty, Century 21 in Muskogee. She's been through it all. She understands all the ins and outs of keeping your expectations at the forefront, and you can rely on her to get the job done for you. Monica Medley's First Choice Realty, Century 21 in Muskogee. Their office is located at 520 East Okmulgee, and you can call her anytime at 918-777-4090. Call her right now. Just tell her Bill and Nick we're talking about her.
Rougher running game tonight has really been the difference in this one. Bird and Wallace combined 286 yards on the ground so far tonight, and the Sandite running game has been sporadic.
31-14. Ruffers will line up for the 2-point conversion. They've missed 2 PAT kicks. Ficklin will put motion, play action, roll to his right. Now cut back, needing a block from Wallace, and PJ just seals the deal. Gives the block for Bird, who will walk into the end zone for the 2-point conversion to make it a 33-14 Muskogee advantage tonight here at Memorial Stadium. Back with more Rougher Football in 30 seconds on Rougher Football 2024.
I'm Kyle Edwards for Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and the all-new Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota. With the addition of Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Shakota and Buick GMC in Muskogee, it now gives our customers a great lineup of new makes and models to choose from. We are very proud to bring you a buying experience you won't find anywhere else. If you haven't visited us yet, come give us a chance. You'll like what you see. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota.
Back at Memorial Stadium, 1:57 the time remaining here in the third quarter. Each team, Nick, has had only one possession here with basically 2 minutes left. The Ruffers have something to show for it, a defensive stop and a 79-yard drive that P.J. Wallace finishes on a 4-yard touchdown plunge and then provided the crossback block to let Jamarian Ficklin scamper in for the 2-point conversion.
So the Ruffers now stretch that lead out a little more comfortable. The Ruffers now can mount another good defensive effort here It's going to go a long way toward a victory.
Summerhill will put it on the tee for the kickoff. You put it up in the night sky over toward the boundary. It's fielded by SandSprings. They come up the hash mark. An open field head-on collision. Dudley ran into the rougher. I think that's Anthony White, who was the. Either it's White or
the Parrish
or Tim Moore.
Tim Moore, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But a head-on collision, and that left the return man stop smooth in his tracks at the 16-yard line. Nice downfield special teams effort that time by the Muskogee Roughers. That's fun to watch. That kind of goes into our hits of the night, doesn't it?
That helps to keep them in not so great field position. Last few times they've started around their own 20.
Now down by 3 scores. Sandites going to have to probably rely more on the passing game. Easton Webb will have Twins out to the short side right. Puts motion across his face, waits for the snap. The little counter action. Back he goes to Birmingham outside the 25, 30, 35. Kind of a little reverse jet sweep, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. Nice offensive call by the Sandites.
Indeed it was, and the gain goes from the 16 to the 37, a 21-yard reverse jet sweep. Kind of describing it for our radio voice. Birmingham came in motion from right to left in front of the quarterback. Took about 2 steps, then spun around and went back, and they hand the ball off to him, and he runs upfield for good yardage. Now they'll run the same play action on the reverse, but this time Birmingham fumbles the football and has to dive on it. Dudley was trying to set up, or McCoy was trying to set up the throwback to Easton Webb. But the mishandled toss from Ollie McCoy back to Tristan Birmingham.
Results,
big loss.
Loss, where did they spot
back
it?
to the 22-yard line.
So the loss of 14.
15, yeah.
15.
From the 37. So it'll be second down and now 25 for the Sandites as the clock counts down inside of a minute here in the third quarter. Roughers up 33-14. Webb out of the gun. In the pocket. Stands tall. Now scrambles upfield. Looking to run or throw. He's in some trouble and throws it away into the sidelines. He's outside the pocket. And it got back past the line of scrimmage. But the Rougher coaching staff thought like that could have been grounding, but there's no call.
No, he did get it past the line of scrimmage. So no harm, no foul, but it brings up 3rd and long. Remember, was it last series or 2 series ago, the bad snap back to Easton put him way behind the chains too, and they didn't recover.
So third down, 24, 25, have to go to the 46 to get in front of the chain. So from the 22, that is 24. Twin receivers out to the wide side left, motion in front. That's Forbes. Back in the pocket, they set up a little bubble screen, throw it underneath. Catch made and stopped right at the point of the reception. Caleb Goodman was the targeted receiver, but the Roughers again doing the job defensively.
Linebackers are in there making the play, and I think it's Coda.
It was Arias Parrish that was one of the Rougher defenders that were there, stopping that one for not much, maybe a yard upfield to the 23. And the Sandites now will let the clock expire here in the third quarter. So 12 minutes will remain tonight at Memorial Stadium with the Roughers holding a 19-point cushion when we come back for more action. 33-14 Muskogee with 12 minutes left tonight to take another big step toward the district title. We'll be back along with you when we return in 60 seconds on Rougher Football 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton back with you on week number 8 of Ruffer football. 12 minutes remain. Ruffers up 33-14. It'll be 4th down and a long way for the Sandites. From their own end of the field, more than likely will have to punt the football. Scores from other district action. A lot of scoreboard watching, Nick. Putnam City North and Sapulpa. You got an update for me? 7-3 was that score. That's in the 4th.
I was looking at some of the 6A1 scores. Jenks easily over Moore, 49-14. Union stomping Broken Arrow tonight, 62-21. Owasso, after trailing early, now at halftime in that game, 18-14, they lead Edmond Santa Fe.
Winless teams, or maybe one win between them. Capitol Hill, Putnam City West, PC West with a 20-0 lead over the Red Wolves. Here's the punt off the kicker's hands, fielded at the 44. This is Peyton Lang. Starts to his right, darts back to his left, and he'll be wrapped up at his own 47-yard line. Just make the sure-handed catch and do what you can do.
That's the first one that they fielded tonight. Up until now, Lang's just kind of let those hit and roll on down the field. I was kind of glad to see him field that one and not let it get back, and he got a little bit of yardage back on it.
11:47 to play tonight here in SandSprings. Still got time to pick up the phone and call Lugo's Pizza and have something ready to celebrate with the Ruffers after the ball game. Order the works, or the Hawaiian, or the garlic cheese bread. Give them a call right now, 777-4090. They're waiting for you at 520 East Okmulgee. Lugo's Pizza.
Long clock eating drive here would be nice.
I don't care. One play and a touchdown would be just fine, too. Washington will move over to the left side as a blocking back. Play action series. Bird's going to air it out. Going to throw the missile downfield. Looking for Dre. Has it at the 15, at the 10, at the 5. Wow.
To the 3.
Beasley tripped up short of the end zone, but another big strike. That's a 50-yard pass and run combination, and Bird put it right on his fingertips, and Dre hauls it in for the big play. 1st and goal to go. 1st and goal, Kyle Edwards Buick, GMC.
Threw it right where he had to keep it away from the defender, and out on the fingertips ahead of Beasley. Just perfectly thrown ball.
Well, if there were questions about the effectiveness of this Ruffer offense and or defense, Nick, I think they've shown it here tonight against SandSprings. So now on a 1st and goal to go, Ficklin will hand it off. Wallace will take it. He'll crunch off one tackler, twisting his body and falling across the goal line for yet another rushing touchdown for P.J. Wallace.
So the Ruffers go 53 yards in just 2 plays, thanks to the big 50-yard pass from Bird to Beasley.
You wanted time any position.
Well,
I'll take 6 points anyway.
That's all right, too.
1 play or 12, it doesn't matter. 39-14 to score. Ruffers will again go for the 2-point conversion. Nick, you wonder why you want to continue to add points. Remember, district play, should there come to be a 3-way tie, it does go to points. And you can pick up a 15-point max each contest.
I'm a little surprised to see him go for 2 here, though, myself. But
leading by 25, 39-14.
Maybe they've just decided it's not Summerhill's night kicking. Now they're going to think about it.
Yeah, they had a little misunderstanding on personnel out there. So the Ruffers will spend a timeout. That gives us a chance to tell you about the services that you can rely upon, no matter the celebration might be. I-40 Sports and Awards. Martin Updike and his team have created quite a following and have created a lot of outstanding works for celebrations of all kinds. They manufacture the Hall of Fame awards that are handed out each and every year to former Ruffers, and a nice award it is, and they can design something specifically for your business. If you're trying to recognize your top employees or the end of another year, why not check with Martin Updike and let them create something you'll be proud of, and so will the recipients. Give them a call at 918-682-0280. Tell them what you've got going on, and Martin and his team will come up with an idea just right for you. Their office is located at 812 Eastside Boulevard in Muskogee. I-40 Sports and Awards, proud to be part of Ruffer Football. Another former Ruffer owning that business former Rougher quarterback of days gone by, Martin Updike.
Ruffers go 40 seconds between touchdowns here.
Oh, wow.
Just big plays, and that's been the theme of the night, plus strong defense.
11-17 left to go here on this Friday night, number 8 in the 2024 campaign. Ruffers with 2 wide receivers out to the left side. Fake the pitch, hand it off inside, a little stop and go move, and Andre Beasley's going to say, nope, it's not PJ this time, it's me. And he'll get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That's actually a forward pass, Nick, on that toss forward from Ficklin to Beasley for the 2-point conversion. 41-14, Ruffers in command. 11-17 to play tonight here in SandSprings. We're back in 30 seconds as you continue to watch and listen to Rougher Football 2024.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Bill Huddleston along with Nick Hampton and our Rougher TV crew from Memorial Stadium in Sand Springs. Nick, we were talking during the break. I mean, how good is this Muskogee Rougher football team? Sand Springs had won 5 games in a row. Their only 2 losses coming the first 2 weeks of the year to Bixby and then to Owasso, and then have reeled off 5 victories in a row. But Muskogee tonight has come in and taken care of business. After giving up that initial score, the defense has been rock solid.
Well, I don't think there was any doubt that the Ruffers had the offense to get the job done, but the defense, has, like you said, after that first series, has just played lights out.
One of the commanders of the Rougher TV Starship Enterprise, Shane Sanderson, had a pregame interview with one of our producers. And the question that was asked by our producer tonight to Shane was, well, what do you think will determine tonight's outcome? And his answer was, Nick?
Defense.
Whoever has the best defense, simply said, and it's come out to be true so far at this point. Here's the kick by Summerhill. Sandites will field it on the run at the 20 and get wrapped up and dropped right at the 24-yard line. Again, it's Tim Moore, first guy down there.
He's been a star on special teams tonight. Made several tackles.
11-12 to play tonight here at Memorial Stadium. Ruffers 41, Sand Springs 14. A year ago, Nick, it was much the same score. Ruffers beat Sand Springs last year. Final in that one was what? I had it in my notes.
I put it down here somewhere too.
51-13.
Yeah.
Back in the pocket goes Easton Webb. Waiting across the middle. Throws, catch made in space. Right about the 30-yard line.
Moore on the tackle again.
Tim Moore on the tackle of Justin Birmingham. The game from the 24 to the 30. That's a 6-yard pickup. The clock counting off precious seconds. 10:50 to play. Again, back in the pocket. Webb waits. Wedge crossing route. Upfield, caught by Birmingham, and a good open field wrap up the ankles. Anthony White making that stop, but at the 44-yard line. But more importantly, Nick, it didn't go any further than that. That's kind of like a steer wrestler taking the animal to the turf.
13 yards as Webb finally approaches the 100-yard mark. Passing
Webb back in the pocket this time. Waits, throws up the knee, and it just airmails his targeted receiver. And that time he was trying to go to his primary target all year long, Dom Forbes, who's been relatively silent tonight. Forbes came in this season with 38 catches, averaging 25 yards per catch, 953 yards in receiving coming into the contest. 10:35, the clock stopped on the incomplete forward pass. Second down and 10 from the Sandite 44-yard line. Webb with twins out to his left. Ruffers come off the edge with a blitz. They throw it underneath. McCoy's got a running room. 50, stops in. When he stops to change directions, the Ruffers quickly closed on the tackle. Barnowski was there along with Andre Beasley. The gain will be from the 44 in Sand Springs territory to the 49. That's a 7-yard pickup, but it leaves third down and 3. Webb will take the quick snap. He'll wait. He'll throw the underneath crossing route. This time caught and wrestled to the turf. James making the tackle. Is out there that time for SandSprings was Jordan Ryder. Ball at the 39-yard line. SandSprings going hurry up now, Nick. They got to. Down 41-14 with 10:25 and counting. Twins out wide, left and right. Webb with time in the pocket. Steps up, under pressure, throws underneath, pass. Diving effort. Nice catch that time by Birmingham. No, actually it's not Birmingham, but it's Jordan Ryder at the 29-yard line. Yep, 10-yard pickup. Nice. Put that ball up right off the turf. Now Webb again takes the snap, waits, want to air one out to the end zone. Going for the big home run ball. It's long. Was it caught? No, but there's a flag going to come from behind. I think we're going to either get a hold or a pass interference call against the Ruffers. And now a second hat has been thrown. I think the Ruffers sideline is going to get penalized as well. That'll stop the clock with 10:04. Officiating crew tonight,
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning, okay. Eric Herring, the referee. Calvin Mann is the umpire. Gary Caleb, the head linesman.
I haven't said anything about the first flag, though.
John Matt Thomas, the line judge, and Alan Smith, the back judge. We have no on-the-field microphone communication, so have to keep a watchful eye on the white hat. Here's the call. Holding is the call against the Ruffers. And then a personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct on the Ruffers sideline. So it was not a sideline warning. So whatever was screamed from the sideline by the Ruffer coaching staff, 5-yard penalty, and then you add 15 onto that. That'll be a 20. Well, one of them's going to be half the distance. So to put the ball where? Should put it at the 7. Wow. 10-yard penalty. Okay, anyway, it'll be at the 7-yard line. First and goal to go, Sandites. Webb again going to just throw it up for grabs. Receivers over there, but the pass this time was long into over the outstretched hands. Stops the clock with exactly 10 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. Muskogee leading at 41-14, trying to go 8-0.
Ruffers would like to, of course, put a stop to this drive if they can. Webb's had some success throwing the ball in this particular drive, has passes of 12 and 10 yards so far.
So with the running back to his right, Webb will take the waist-high snap. He'll stay in the pocket, rifle a pass to the end zone. This one's overthrown. Threw it in the vicinity of Birmingham, who's pointing at the defender as if to say, he's holding on to me. But that pass was uncatchable, and it'll be incomplete. Third down, goal to go from the 7. Only 4 seconds expire off the clock. And now what do we got?
Why is the play clock not running?
Well, they got somebody in the end zone that the officials want to move out of the way as well.
Not quite sure what the problem is there. Pointing to some spectators there along the
beyond the
wall,
field of play.
Yeah.
Yep. So they hold up play here. Sandites will have a third and goal to go from the Muskogee 7-yard line. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton, our Ruffer TV crew. Glad you're along with us here tonight from SandSprings Memorial Stadium, whether you're online or you're listening on Okie Country 101.7 KTFX. Webb with motion across the formation, rolls to his right, looking to run or throw, throws to the end zone. This one is incomplete.
For Birmingham out there.
Thrown toward Birmingham, and the pass
Kenyon
was
Goodson defending.
Too long, and Kenyon Goodson, like you said, was over there, Nick.
So fourth down now for the Sandites in goal.
It actually was Anthony White that time matched up on Birmingham, but still it'll be fourth down and goal to go. Ruffers not too much pressure on Webb, just throwing a big umbrella of coverage out there.
No urgency here for SandSprings as now they finally decide what they're going to run.
9:50 to play in the contest. Birmingham will move to the inside receiver. Webb will take the stop. He's just going to throw it up for grabs for Dom Forbes, and this one is
interference.
Not caught, but pass interference is going to be called.
He did catch it.
Did he catch it?
Yeah.
No, the official, I think, crossed his hands.
No, well, he had picked the ball up.
No,
and they're playing the song.
Well,
I think they scored.
Well, they put 6 points on the scoreboard.
So I guess that makes it official, huh?
Well, a touchdown to Dom Forbes, his first of the night. His 13th of the season. Touchdown is called. The penalty will be enforced, I guess, on the kick.
So 76 yards on the drive by the Sandites.
Makes it a 41-20 contest. And Tanner Copeland will try to add an all-important extra point. This one is through the uprights, good. And with 9:47 to play, it's 41-21. We'll pause 30 seconds and return to Memorial Stadium in Sand Springs after this 30-second timeout on Rougher Football 2024.
Nobody beats the All-Star teams, now with 2 dealerships right off of West Shawnee Bypass. Together, Honda of Muskogee and All-Star CD JR have the finest selection of vehicles in town. Whether you're looking for a brand new Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, or a pre-owned make and model of any kind, we've got you covered. We work with all types of budgets, so why wait? Come see for yourself why nobody beats the All-Star CDJR and Honda of Muskogee teams. Go Ruffers, and have a great game.
10-play drive covering 76 yards. Easton Webb throwing to his favorite target of the season, Dom Forbes, for the touchdown. There was a pass interference penalty called against the Ruffers in the end zone, and the touchdown with the reception stands. And then Sand Springs has the option, and they will take the penalty here on the ensuing kickoff. Travis Hill out on the field, and he's having himself a sideline chat, so to speak. Certainly it's a rather one-sided conversation. Having listened to Coach Hill get a little bit inspired.
So that's the 9th flag against the Ruffers tonight.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you here tonight. Don't forget, Ruffers back at home for senior night celebration against the Chieftains of Sapulpa. That'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff. We'll have our pregame countdown to kickoff at 6:30 and game time at 7. Now, you would almost have to believe that Sand Springs, who tried a little pooch kick here, Nick, down by 20 points, has got to feel like this is onside kick territory.
You would think so, yeah, easily.
And the way they have done this before, they just run everybody up and kind of pooch it and try to fiddle it down the road. Use the old.
Ruffers have Washington, Goodson, Moore, some of those guys up front. On that
you
front
want your
line.
sure-handed people up there, that's for sure. Here's the kick. Little squib kick that takes a high bounce and is recovered by the sophomore Peyton Lang.
Nice.
No, actually, that's not Peyton Lang. That is
Darnell.
Yep. Noah Darnell.
And did a nice job of aggressively coming up and fielding it on
fielding
one hop.
it and then rolling over to protect the football. So the Ruffers will get it at the 39-yard line. 9:47 left to play tonight here in Sand Springs.
Now this is where I'd like to see the time-eating drive.
Here's where you need some insurance, Nick. Ruffers need some insurance points. But when you need insurance, you need my good friend David Cobb. Fast, fair, and friendly. State Farm Insurance is always there, ready to help you in your time of need. Give David Cobb and his team a call at 918-682-2511. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent David Cobb, ready to help you. Wallace with the first down handoff. He'll run to his right and get from the 39 upfield to about the 43, adding to his totals on the night. That's 4 more yards for Preston James Wallace.
Gives him 143 on 16 carries.
He's been the workhorse in the running game for the Ruffers after Bird had a couple of long runs to begin things tonight. Ground game numbers are going to be huge when this one's over with. Ficklin again will give it off to PJ, bouncing off one tackler, off a second, and then ducks underneath the third wave of black jerseys. And he'll scamper his way to the 46-yard line. So another 3 yards for Wallace, and the Ruffers face a 3rd and 3. Here come the big fellas. Beasley goes out, Darnell goes out. Coming in as an extra blocker will be backup or second team tight end, Dustin Carpenter. This is just road grader football here, Nick. Let your Hogs do the work. Let them root. Ficklin will go up under center. Barnowski in as a blocking back. Give it off to Wallace through a crease. Has first down yardage and change. It's just like turning on a buzzsaw and just plowing through that piece of wood, and Wallace will take it all the way to the 49-yard line in SandSprings territory.
Another 5 yards for PJ and another first down, as Bill said.
Kyle Edwards Buick GMC Ruffer first down and 10. The Ruffers just content to take their time now between plays, Nick, with that 20-point cushion, 41-21, and 8-10 time counting. Ruffer started this drive at the 9:47. They'd like to use 4, 5, 6 minutes of this fourth quarter clock. Ficklin again will give it to Wallace. Stood up at the line of scrimmage this time and got twisting, fighting his way downfield. He'll net about 3 yards.
Shouldn't have got anything on that.
Didn't look like he would get anything, but he does. Who was the guy that coined the phrase 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
I'm not sure.
Well, whomever it was maybe had a look into a crystal ball. That's what you could expect every time P.J. Wallace handles the football.
Ruffers over 300 yards rushing tonight now between
Noah Darnell and Andre Beasley will be the two receivers out to the wide side left. Washington as the H-back to the same side. Bird's going to again give it to P.J. and what has to become a weary Ruffer running back will fight his way downfield to the 43-yard line. So that'll be another 3 yards.
I'm really surprised that I haven't seen Bird pull it and run it himself. They really set it up to do that.
Well, this is the night P.J. Wallace has been waiting for all season long. Just give me the football and let's go to work. Clock counting down, 6:55 here in the fourth. 41-21 Ruffers. Beasley and Beasley are out to the right side. Ficklin this time will take the snap, roll to his right, looking to run or throw. Has blockers in front. Washington leading the way, and Bird will scamper out of bounds, stopping the clock as he'll step on the sideline right about the 29-yard line. Washington did a good job downfield leading the way for Ficklin.
14 yards on the scamper for Bird.
And another Kyle Edwards Buick GMC Ruffer, first down and 10.
Gets him 164 yards now on the ground.
The only negative thing there is the clock stops.
Yeah.
So at the 29-yard line, Ruffer started this drive at their own 39 and then moved it on the legs of P.J. Wallace and Jamarian Ficklin. I like these all-white uniforms, too. Our guys look big. Ficklin this time again will give it off to Wallace, cutting through a gap once, twice, backpedaling his way inside the 20 and falling at the 17-yard line. Another 12 for P.J. Wallace. You got to vote, Nick? You going to vote in the big elections coming up?
Yes.
So am I, but I'm going to vote tonight on who will be the Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. Start thinking about that nominee because there are more than one here tonight. First and 10 on the Kyle Edwards Buick GMC first down. Clock showing 6:12 and counting. Muskogee next week will have a chance to go 9-0, Nick. They did it in the first season at home in the Ruffer Village, which they went to the state semifinals. Here's Ficklin. Handing off again to Wallace. High steps one tackler, drags another inside the 10, and dragging a bunch of tired Sandite defenders, Nick, all the way to the 5-yard line. Another 12 for PJ, and a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer, first and goal to go.
He's approaching 200 yards on the ground himself.
Just let him get it. Here comes the heavy-duty package. Ruffers will come in at one lineman spot with big Ethan Lee, 6'6", 315, and a 16.5 size shoe. SandSprings is going to call a timeout to talk about it. We'll do the same. 5:51 left to go tonight here in SandSprings. Ruffers on their way to win number 8. Come back with us in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2024.
There's really only one explanation for businesses who continue to thrive for decades on end, and that's a people-first mentality. Bravado employees live within our existing coverage area just like you. Our kids go to the same schools and play in the same leagues as yours. That's why so much of who we are consists of giving back to our communities, because your community is also our community. We are your family, your neighbors, and your leader in wireless mobility. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Bill Littleson, Nick Hampton here with you on week number 8 of high school football in 2024. The Muskogee Roughers are 5 minutes, 51 seconds away from their 8th win on the season and will stay atop of the district race. They'd like to pick up another touchdown here on a 1st and goal from the 5. And that jumbo package, Nick, is in with extra blocking backs, extra tight ends. Coda Barnowski kind of as an old-fashioned fullback. He'll move over to the right. Ficklin will turn. Play action. Look, throw wide open in the end zone. Just catch it.
Yes.
It is a touchdown. Little play action. Nobody was over there even remotely close, and it was one of those wide-eyed opportunities, and it's Javon Washington with the catch for the touchdown. So Ficklin with the touchdown pass adds 6 more to the Ruffers score total. Team that continues to lead all of 6A football in points per game at 51 points a ball game. Now up 47-21. And looks like we'll go again for the 2-point try. Ficklin out of an empty backfield. Takes the snap, starts up the field, throws right back to Washington, who's by himself, does the little toe tap, and has the 2-point conversion. So the Ruffers get the 6 for Javon, and then throw the 2-point pass right back to the tight end, who's done a yeoman's work blocking tonight. He gets that 8 points to his credit, and the Ruffers lead at 49-21. Stay tuned. We're back in 30 seconds with more Ruffer Football 2024.
Brunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts. Brunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken. Where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Brunt's Barbecue. 918-681-3900. Brunt's Barbecue. Slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
49-21 Ruffers. That last drive, 61 yards. And the Ruffers use right at 4 minutes time of possession, actually 4:01.
Ruffers have scored every time they've touched the ball here in the second half.
And they were, what, 4 or 5 in the first half? So a pretty productive night offensively.
Yep.
Summerhill will put it on the tee for the ensuing kickoff. He'll kick it away high, deep, fielded by the Sandites at about the 20-25 and out to the 33-yard line on the return. My Place Barbecue West offers you a great environment for coming out and enjoying a great tasting barbecue meal. You can choose the barbecue plate. It was the very first thing I had when I first went out there with my good friend Nick Hampton what was that? Almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I came up for a visit to Muskogee before moving my family here, and Nick said, let's go to my place. So we drove out and visited with Bruce and Shirley, and they've now handed it off to the family, but still the same great tasting barbecue. Whether you choose the plate, you choose the all-you-can-eat ribs on the weekend, make your place My Place Barbecue West, 4322 West Okmulgee. Call ahead your order for pickup, 683-5202. Here on the first down handoff, McCoy going to twist his body and climb upfield from the 33 to the 36. Timmy Moore coming in for yet another tackle. Going to be interesting to see how the tackle stats all add up, Nick, on this night's done. Webb will move the extra blocking back over to the left side. The play action series giving it off to McCoy, and he just got stoned in the backfield.
Going to lose the yards back that he just picked up.
Caden Harkin was the guy that got there.
Just back to the 34.
Wow. So it'll be 3rd down and now 9 for SandSprings, and you begin to see a weary offense, Nick. Team that has not had the anticipated success that they were looking for tonight against the rougher defense. Play action again. McCoy's going to take it. He'll wait and try to find a crease, and he'll get back the yard lost on the preceding play. And now it'll be 4th down and 8 yards to go. And down 49-21. Do you go for it here, Nick, or you just kick it away and say, no moss? I like the punting units coming on.
I think so. Yeah. Clock will be under 4 minutes when they kick this one away.
Dawson Puckett will come on to punt. He's, what 5 times tonight?
I think, or at least.
5'8", 155-pound senior, came in averaging 32 yards a kick. Ruffers probably won't put anybody even back deep. Snap is high, and kicker gets the ball away, and it's downfield in an open field. It'll take a big SandSprings bounce and roll all the way down to inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Huge punt. 57-yard punt with no return.
Yep.
And the Ruffers will start 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. 3 minutes and 43 seconds away from what will be a very happy head football coach, Travis Hill. Nick, I'm looking forward to your comments in the next edition of the Muskogee Phoenix. You're playing the correspondent for the Muskogee paper tonight, as well as with my broadcast friend. Ball will be at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, we'll just see big doses of whoever's in there now.
Well, it hasn't changed.
Still Wallace.
Ficklin and Wallace straight ahead, darting off one tackle, a second. Gets a block downfield from Noah Darnell. Stops and shucks one would-be tackler at about the 25 before stepping on the sideline. Good blocking that time by Noah Darnell.
Yep, he got out there and
helped PJ get some extra effort. That one goes from the 8 to the 25, they're going to call it. So a 17-yard run for Wallace. This type of running football, Nick, would make our good buddy Curtis Brackeen smile ear to ear,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Student body left, student body right, or PJ left, PJ right. 2 receivers out to the far right side. Darnell on the inside track to the left. He'll come in motion in front of Ficklin. They'll counter. Try to hand it back off inside.
Oops.
And Ruffers, did they fumble it? I believe they did. Wallace mishandled it. And SandSprings has got the football. So the Ruffers fumble it away. And SandSprings will recover at the 19-yard line.
So he loses 6 and then fumbles.
.303 left to play tonight here at Memorial Stadium. Sandites looking for at least some sort of redemption here, Nick.
First turnover of the game other than the muffed kickoff by the Ruffers.
Webb will take the snap. He'll pull it. He'll wait. He'll look. Second, third, fourth option. Throw it up for grabs to the end zone. This one is caught. Touchdown. Tristan Birmingham with the reception. A 19-yard touchdown toss from Webb to Birmingham. Puts 6 more points on the board for the Sandites with the extra point due to follow. Snap is back in good shape. This time it's blocked by the Ruffers. So it'll remain 49-27. 2:55 to go tonight here at Memorial. Ruffers well on their way to win number 8. We'll come back with more Ruffer Football 2024 after this 30-second timeout on Ruffer TV.
I'm Kyle Edwards for Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and the all-new Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota. With the addition of Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Shakota and Buick GMC in Muskogee, it now gives our customers a great lineup of new makes and models to choose from. We are very proud to bring you a buying experience you won't find anywhere else. If you haven't visited us yet, come give us a chance. You'll like what you see. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Kyle Edwards Buick GMC in Muskogee and Kyle Edwards Auto Group in Shakota.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton back with you at Memorial Stadium. Nick, Ruffers have this one pretty much under wraps, and if you're interested in the outcome of the other battle of two undefeated teams, Putnam City North has gone to Sapulpa and won by the count of 7-3.
Wow. Okay.
7-3. Ruffers' next opponent, Sapulpa, will, like SandSprings, enter week number 9 with a loss.
Hilldale and Fort Gibson both winning their games easily tonight.
As expected. Wagner doing the same at Grove. So Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton will be at Rufford Village next Friday night. Sandites here, you would expect to go with the onside kick as they have been doing throughout the night. They'll squib this one over the near side, and it bounds around free, but I think it came off the hands of Noah Darnell and then was covered up by another one of the Ruffers. As Sandites came crashing in on side, but able to wrap his hands around it was the strong fingertips of Jervon Washington. Nick, your thoughts. I know you're going to have to scamper out of here real quickly with the game's end.
I think I've got a bye here on riding. So
all right.
So I'll stick with you here. So.
Okay, good enough.
Ruffers just, I got to think, other than pulling out that big win against Bentonville and Rogers, those games, this is, I think, the best game the Ruffers have played so far this year.
I would have to agree. Ficklen this time will hand it off to Latavia Johnson. Fumbles the football again.
Really? Wow.
Johnson just didn't grab onto it. You could tell from his reaction, he knows that's all on him. So that'll give SandSprings back the football with 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Now, Nick, you're up 22. You don't want to let that 15-point margin get away from you.
So 2 fumbles in a row by the Ruffers on offense after we just praised how well they played.
Well, they're going to win it. That's the main outcome you came here to get. Webb from the Ruffer 43 will stand in the pocket. Plenty of time to wait, throw the ball down deep. Forbes is behind everybody. He'll make the catch for the easy touchdown.
Well, the Ruffers have just gotten too complacent now.
Dom Forbes got behind the closest defender and just sprinted his way right down the hash mark, and Webb put it right in his hands for an easy catch and score. Peyton Lang was the Ruffer in coverage. But Forbes showing why he is one of the top-rated receivers in Eastern Oklahoma, and he's only a sophomore.
43-yard pass from Webb to Forbes.
So now the Sandites are back within 16, Nick. You might expect them to go for the 2-point conversion.
I would think they definitely will, yeah.
What seemingly appeared to be a max win now could be something less than that. It'll still be a victory. Webb with motion into the formation, waits on the snap. This is actually not Webb, but it's Forbes who caught the touchdown a moment ago out of the Wildcat. He scored a touchdown earlier tonight in that same formation, but this time he's tackled short of the goal line, and it'll stay 49-33. Stay tuned. Our coverage of Ruffer football continues from Memorial Stadium after this 32nd timeout of Ruffer football 2024.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Keep it moving. That's the words of encouragement and commitment of real estate pro Lakeisha McNack of Century 21 First Choice Realty. Whether you're buying or selling your home, an acreage, trying to move your real estate property to a new location, and you need just the right place, that's why you need the professionals at Century 21 First Choice Realty. And in order to keep the process moving, that's why you need the commitment of Lakeisha McNack. Give her a call at 918-869-2646. Keep it moving with Lakeisha at Century 21 First Choice Realty.
Big game in 4A tonight. 2 unbeatens, Blanchard and Tuttle, both playoff contenders forever.
I'm going to play Karnak.
What do you think?
Tuttle by 21.
Yep, you're right, man. All right.
What was the score?
Had 28-7.
Wow. I had no clue.
Oh, come on. You cheated.
No.
You peaked.
My scoreboard is on 6A, brother.
28-7. Yeah, Tuttle beat them.
Karnak the Magnificent. So 49-33 the score. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you tonight from Memorial Stadium. Don't forget, make your plans to be in attendance next Friday night, senior night, as the Muskogee Ruffers will celebrate the accomplishments of 28 seniors. Here's the little onside kick. It's a deep onside kick, and it's picked up quickly.
I think it's Goodson, wasn't it?
I'm not sure if it's Goodson or Jamie Beasley. Jamie Beasley got the recovery.
So the Ruffers will start at their 37, looks like.
And hopefully be able to hold on to the football. Don't lose your focus. How about just go score again?
Hand it to PJ if you're going to keep him in. Let's see if they've. Let's see. There's Latavian in the backfield.
Coda Bardowski will be in this. Nope, Bird's there. He'll go under center.
Yeah.
Ruffers will use that I formation. They'll turn, hand it off straight ahead, off the first contact out across the 40 to the 41-yard line goes the workhorse. P.J. Wallace.
4 more yards for P.J.
More importantly, it keeps the clock running with 2:27 and counting here in the fourth.
One more good carry, and he'll be over 200 yards on the night rushing.
He'd already be there if he had lost that six-pack earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
But a solid performance by the senior running back, who I really thought would be the playmaking difference tonight, that along with the rougher defense. And for the most part, excluding these last 2 lapses by the rougher offense on fumbles, here's Wallace on a handoff through the first contact and continuing to churn his way upfield to the 45. From the 38 to the 43, got 5. Here he gets 2 more, so that's leaves a 3rd down and 3. But the clock will be, after this play, under a minute to go.
Right at 200 yards on the ground tonight for PJ, 164 for Bird rushing.
For football this season, brought to you by Nissan and Muskogee Excel Physical Therapy, by Buffalo Wild Wings, and we'll select our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. It's P.J. Wallace on the carry as he's out to about the 47-yard line. It appears to have and does have the Kyle Edwards Buick GMC Ruffer, 1st down and 10.
Wallace has carried the ball now 27 times tonight.
Ruffers will bring in more of the receiving package as Andre and Jamie Beasley return, along with Noah Darnell. The Ruffers will go into victory, Nick, as we're under a minute to play. Bird can just take a snap, kneel it down, and with 47 seconds in the clock counting, they'll start lining them up.
We'll have to run one more play.
Will they?
Yeah.
Yeah, going to have
about a 2-second difference there.
Just one more touchdown on the knee, and the Ruffers will have win number 8 here in 2024.
And this is a big one because there are a lot of question marks about the Ruffer defense coming into this one, and they sure answered the bell tonight.
And so did their offensive counterparts, primarily with a ground game that was virtually unstoppable. And Ficklin will kneel it down one more time, and the closing 15 seconds will tick off the northeast corner of the end zone scoreboard. And the Ruffers will have a happy ride home on the bus with a 49-33 victory over the Sandites of SandSprings High School. Bill Olson, Nick Hampton back with you. We'll return in 3 minutes with our post-game coverage of Ruffer Football 2024.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Nobody beats the All-Star teams, now with 2 dealerships right off of West Shawnee Bypass. Together, Honda of Muskogee and All-Star CD JR have the finest selection of vehicles in town. Whether you're looking for a brand new Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, or a pre-owned make and model of any kind, we've got you covered. We work with all types of budgets, so why wait? Come see for yourself why nobody beats the All-Star CD JR and Honda of Muskogee teams. Go Ruffers, and have a great game.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
Have you been injured as a result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you are dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Welcome back to Ruffer Football 2024, our postgame show brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, who honors each and every week's outstanding player with our Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Game. Muskogee offense started fast, scoring on their first 4 possessions, and then in the second half scored on 3 of their first 3 possessions, and end up winning this one by a closer margin than what it really probably should have been. But it ends up being a 49-27 victory as the Ruffers will improve to 8-0 and a chance to match a 9-0 season start that they had in the first season at Ruffer Village. I guess that would be 3 years ago. But tonight, it was Muskogee's ground game that proved to be strong as 10-day-old coffee that's been sitting on the burner. And then the defense got strong when they had to. And Nick Hampton tonight put together both sides of the football and came away with what I think has to be a sound win.
Well, I think maybe from SandSprings' point of view, the Ruffer running game tonight maybe a bit of a surprise, although, I mean, they've shown flashes of it. They knew what Wallace could do, but together Wallace and Bird tonight really just too much for the Sandites to overcome. Between the two of them, the Ruffers end up with 19, or they have 36 rushes for 355 yards tonight on the ground. So the Ruffers do it, and I think all but maybe 2 of those were either Wallace or Bird. So 355 yards tonight. 145 passing, the Ruffers 500 yards of total offense.
Jamarian Ficklin scored on the 5th play of the game on a 55-yard sprint to the end zone to make it 6-0 when the PAT was wide to the left. SandSprings answered with an 8-play drive going 61 yards. Their kick was good. It was 7-6. But then from the 13-yard line, this time it would take the Ruffers just 3 plays, a 73-yard run by Jamarian Ficklin, set it up at the 14, where 2 plays later it would be P.J. Wallace to get into the end zone, and the Ruffers had a 13-7 advantage. After a defensive stop, the Ruffers start from their own 27-yard line. Again, it's 18 yards on a pass play. That set up P.J. Wallace to scamper 45 yards, finishing a 5-play drive, covering the 73-yard distance, and it was 19-7. The Ruffers would get it right back before the end of the first quarter and would need just 1 play, a 54-yard scoring toss from Jamarian Ficklin to Jamie Beasley, and it was quickly 25-7. You kind of began to get the feeling of how this night would go. SandSprings would score right before the halftime intermission to make it 25-14. They would get the first possession of the third quarter. The Sandites would march to the Ruffer 39-yard line, but were unable to do anything with it. Ruffers take over at the 21 and put together a nice drive that took 10 plays for the Ruffers to go the difference, and it would be P.J. Wallace into the end zone, and a 2-point run by Jamarian Ficklin made it 33-14. The Ruffers on the next defensive stop get it back at the 47-yard line. It's a huge play of 50 yards. It put the ball at the 3. P.J. Wallace with the carry with 11:17 to go in the game. It was 41-14. SandSprings would get a answering touchdown, finishing their 10-play drive, 76 yards on the touchdown pass to make it 41-21. But the Ruffers, starting from their own 39 with 9:47, again would go to work. They would use the ground game primarily, and then it would be Jamarian Ficklin to Siobhan Washington on a 5-yard scoring toss. The 2-point conversion made it 49-21. A fumble set up a short field for the Sandites, and Webb would find Birmingham for a final score and set up the final count of 49-27. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you from Memorial Stadium in Sand Springs, where the Ruffers have moved to 8-0. We'll come back with a complete cap of the stats and the select our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. That after this 2-minute timeout on Ruffer Football 2024.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Jay Hodge here with Rick, a man of few words. Wow! That's one of them. And when you see the savings at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee, tell them, Rick.
Wow! New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Don't overpay. Come see Jay.
New 2024 Silverado Crew Cabs, up to $15,000 off.
Now at Jay Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee,
144 West Shawnee.
There's really only one explanation for businesses who continue to thrive for decades on end, and that's a people-first mentality. Bravado employees live within our existing coverage area just like you. Our kids go to the same schools and play in the same leagues as yours. That's why so much of who we are consists of giving back to our communities, because your community is also our community. We are your family, your neighbors, and your leader in wireless mobility. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
There's really only one explanation for businesses who continue to thrive for decades on end, and that's a people.
Have picked up the 49-27 victory over the Sandites to improve to 8-0 on the season, and will head home to meet Sapulpa next Friday night on senior night. Nick Hampton, your post-game thoughts and maybe your candidate for Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Game.
Well, we'll check stats here real quickly. Ruffers, 36 rushes, 355, 10 of 12 passing. They only passed a couple of times in the second half.
Didn't have to.
Yeah, 10 of 12 for 145. 500 yards of offense tonight for the Ruffers. 2 fumbles lost. 9 penalties for 82 yards. Not great there. Wallace rushes 27 times for 202 yards. The Beasleys are the leading receivers. Andre, 4 for 73. Jamie, 2 for 70. And for SandSprings, 32 rushes for just 90 yards. So, 3 yards a rush. 19 of 34 passing for 199 for Webb. So, 289 total offense for the Sandites. No fumbles, just 1 penalty in the game. McCoy, the leading rusher, 21 carries for 52 yards. Forbes, the leading receiver, 8 for 77. Ruffers just do a good job on both sides of the ball tonight, but I was particularly pleased with the defense, particularly in that first half when SandSprings was hanging in there. The Ruffers did a good job of mixing things up, doing some stunts, making Webb realize that they were going to have some pressure on him. And after that first drive of the night, the Sandites were really not ever the same.
No, they weren't. And Muskogee, I think I said it early on, the offensive line would be a huge advantage for the Muskogee Ruffers, and that big group up front just likes to grind. They like contact. They go looking for ways to pile drive their opponents, and they did a pretty good job of moving the line of scrimmage. And then the second, third, and bullish efforts of P.J. Wallace tonight proved to just be too much for SandSprings as the Ruffers do improve to 8-0. Nick, is there more than one candidate in tonight's race for Buffalo Wild Wing Player of the Game?
Well, I mean, I guess
there's all kinds of candidates in every election, right?
Yeah.
Some you want to vote for, some you don't.
I mean, Bird had an all right night. He passed for 145 yards.
And he ran for over 100 as well.
Yeah, he had a good game. But, I think you got to hand it to P.J. tonight. He was not going to be denied. I don't know what got into him tonight, anything in particular, but, boy, he was a man possessed tonight.
Well, he was the guy that I would vote for as the Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Game, so we're in total agreement for our week number 8 Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Game, P.J. Wallace, with that 202-yard performance. But more importantly, to the team, Nick, because they came and accomplished their mission, and they'll go home undefeated and ready to take on the Chieftains of Sapulpa, who lose tonight to Putnam City North at home by the final count of 7-3. For all of our Ruffer TV crew, our producers and team running the cameras, great job, students, for, again, helping add to the color commentary of myself and Nick Hampton. We appreciate all of our listeners and viewers, whether online or on radio. We'll invite you to join us Tuesday night for the Muskogee Ruffer Football Coaches Show live from Runts Barbecue. But again, the final score, Muskogee with the victory, 49-27, and in victory and sometimes even in defeat. It's always a great day to be a Ruffer.